No, we're good.
Oh, we good. Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom that's known as America, but in the scriptures, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt and Babylon. You know, and we also come out to wake up the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to let them know that they are the children of God, children of the Most High. So before we do that, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in their proper names and the Holy Spirit of truth. Call, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and also the few, the Akim that's out there around the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to them that's preaching this truth and sincerity, and also the children and the few sisters that watch.
Shalom.
And we have a lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying, man. There's no hope for the wicked.
Correct. So right now, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh being the name of the Father that they ignorantly call Jehovah, Yahweh Shai being the name of His Son that they ignorantly call Christ, right? Two things they're looking for. The spirit of fear and hope. Now, Scripture says the Most High doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but what fear I'm talking about is the fear in Him. Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. So now, what is your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding towards? Is it towards His system? So if it's towards His system, your fear is going to be missing out or being separated from this system. But if it's for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, your fear is going to be missing out or being separated from the Father through the Spirit of His Son, or like Him turning His face from you. All right. So now the Lord's gonna get you. The Lord's gonna see what everybody fears sooner or later. All right, somebody get Proverbs 1:7 real quick. Yeah. So we're gonna set the tone a little bit, set the platform according to the way Yahweh Bashim Yahushai set the platform up. All right, when he said when he shows up, shall he find faith on the earth? Yeah, he's gonna find faith in his elect, but he's gonna see everybody else running in fear because their life, which they thought was life, at one point in time is going to be turned upside down. And nobody's going to know wherever to turn, those people that didn't trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
All right, so fools despise wisdom and instruction. And instruction are like directions on where you go to complete a task or to complete a journey or to get somewhere. So what are you being instructed to do? What is the fear of the Lord instructing you to do? Separate yourself from the script, from this system. Keep going.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
All right. So now we strayed away from the laws. All right, but we had to be brought back according to faith, according to hope that we could be delivered. According to the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Jump to verse 20, my buckle, Sean.
Verse 20, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
So now, why is the Most High putting the men that have the Spirit of His Son on them in the midst of the chief place of concourse? All right, because that's where everybody's walking around all dilly-dally, not worrying about anything, going about their merry little day, thinking nothing is going on and nothing's going to happen. But the Lord is giving out instruction in these places where everybody's conjugating together, passing forth, back and forth ideas. So when in the midst of that going on, the Lord is setting a standard on what you're going to fear and what you're going to have hope in. Keep going.
In the opening of the gates in the city, she uttered her voice saying, utter her words saying, how long ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
And so you got everybody else, everybody on this earth got some form of knowledge. But true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, fools despise that. And that comes along with the fear of the Lord. But if you have fear of being separated from this system, you're not going to have an understanding of that. You're going to look at the fear of the Lord as a sense of wickedness or a sense of something undesirable. But to the elect, that is a desire to have the fear of the Lord, because the fear of the Lord is a gift which creates hope and faith. Keep going.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, he will pour out his spirit unto you.
All right. He said, turn at his reproof. That's why the men of the Lord are of the chief place of concourse out in the marketplaces, warning the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. We fear Yahweh and his son Yahushua. Give reverence unto them, because this is going to be destroyed. And if you have your hope in America and your hope in this system, you're going to be destroyed right along with it. Keep going.
It says, I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and ye refuse.
Right. So now the Lord's making his word known unto you. Somebody get you got one? Go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 34, verse 1. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
All right, the hope of a man void of understanding. Read it again.
It says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
All right, so the hope, that's the American dream, lifting up fools, man. If you have hopes in the American dream, then you fear being separated from that. So when they come with this right here, right, this is gonna be your hope. This is gonna be what you fear. You're gonna be put under the system and become part of the strong man that they're trying to tie you to. All right, because your fear and your hope is in this system, so you're gonna theoretically or ultimately become a part of the system, a part of the fourth industrial revolution, where they tie the God-created human being to this system, creating a cyborg under their control. You're no longer under the control of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Verse 2, it says, whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind.
All right, so what do you see all on the signs everywhere? Be true to yourself, chase your dreams, live your desires. That's all they put in the mindset of these people, man, running behind dreams, but running behind foolishness. You need to be running behind Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead, Elder.
Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So now you think you're doing something by rejecting the Lord of the Lord, but you have no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because you don't have the fear of the Lord. So guess what? He's going to reject you. You have no place in his presence if you don't have give reverence unto him. He wants his respect, and he's going to get it. He's going to get fear out of everybody on this earth, man. All right, go back to that. Go back to Sharp Proverbs.
This is the book of Proverbs 1:25.
So that lack of understanding is what has our people destroyed. So now with their mind being destroyed, and that's part of the curses, said he'll smite us with blindness and astonishment of heart. All right, we shall be discontinued from our heritage. But he gave a way to give our heritage back by remembering ourselves, but that's through the fear of the Lord, man. But the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to get fear out of everybody on this earth, according to what you're going to fear in. Go ahead.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity when I will mock when your fear cometh.
Ooh, the Lord said he will laugh at your calamities and he will mock when your fear cometh. So those that don't have the fear of the Lord, he said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, but fools hate knowledge. So the Lord said he's going to mock when your fear comes upon you. So he's going to get fear out of everybody on this earth. It's best to fear now of the that who's going to bring the judgment, not the judgment that's going to come. All right? You got a precept? Go ahead. What you got one too?
Yeah, real quick.
All right.
I'll take you somewhere else at the same
Come.
time. This is Hosea chapter 2 and verse 4. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be children of whoredoms.
Man, that's why, man, because of the things that our parents taught us, all right? We're not supposed to continue on that path, all right? The Lord said everybody's going to have to pay for their sins, man. Said the children's teeth shall not be set on edge for the sins of the parents. So everything that our parents taught us, all right, we need to revert from that. So
Right.
you can't.
Yep, and we're supposed to be begotten in the spirit of truth.
Con.
Instead of being children of our forefathers that went off.
All right, somebody get John 1:11 to back the elder up real quick.
Yep.
This is the book of John. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
This is John 1:11. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
Con. Keep going.
Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh.
And that's talking about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites of the Holy Bible that serve the Father Yahweh and his Son Yahushua. All right, so now we're supposed to be begotten in righteousness, but 2/3 of our nation are children of whoredoms, man. All right, keep going real quick.
God, verse 13, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yahweh.
Boom. So those are going to be the first fruits that are born in the righteousness, and that happens when you come to this truth. Go ahead.
All right. Hosea 2 and 5. But 2/3 they're going to remain in the congregation of the dead.
Come on, man.
For their mother have played the harlot, she that conceived them have done shamefully, for she said, I will go after my lovers.
Right, because that was old Jerusalem. That's why the Lord had to create new Jerusalem to separate the children of whoredoms from the children of the righteous.
Right, even today.
Even today.
That they said, I will go after my lovers that give me bread and water and wool and flax and my oil and my drink. They follow after Esau.
Falling after Esau, going down to Egypt for help. So that's what their fear is going to be based upon, and that's what they're going to hope is going to be in.
Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make the wall that she shall not find her paths. They can't find the Most High unless they go through Yahushua.
God, man. And it all goes back to the transgressions of the father that fell upon the children. But
Right.
within there's going to be a separation from the wicked and the righteous among our nations, man, which is going to create new Jerusalem. What a refreshing, a new way, a new train of thought of giving reverence and worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai.
Right, last 2 verses.
God.
And she shall follow after her lovers. See that? Because the Lord hedged up the way, and the Lord blinded them, according to Romans 11, chapter 11.
God.
And that's why they're going to go after their lovers. You see that? After these nations
God.
and these idols.
God.
And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
Ooh, and what's going to happen when they realize that they not be able to overtake? It's going to be too late. And then the Lord's going to laugh when their fear starts to come upon them, man.
Right, looking for mercy from Esau. They
God.
don't get it. But she shall not overtake them, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Right, they done trim their ways to seek love from these nations, but these nations going to abandon them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband. That's when they're going to want to seek the Lord then, when it's too late. All right? But the Lord, remind you that the Lord hedged up the way. So it's like, once Jake go following after these nations and these idols, the Lord step out the back door. He hedge up the way, and then he step out the back door, like, you know.
They try to return to that house that the Lord was once in. He done hit the door on you.
Yeah.
And if I may add on too, if I'm not mistaken, it's a law too. If a woman leave her first husband and try to go back to him,
She's defiled.
Yeah, and they supposed to be both put to death, man. All right. So with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is not going to accept you back until you die. That's why 2/3 of our people have to be cut off, man.
But he said he will accept the elect.
God.
See that? He said that's the difference. You know, he will accept the elect of Israel back.
God.
Real quick. It says, for she did not know that I gave her corn, and I gave her wine, and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal.
And that's what you see continuing to happen amongst 2/3 of our people today.
Yep.
Their fear is reference to this right here, the precepts of men.
There you go. Yep, they prepare all that for the damn idols, idol worship.
God. And that's what it all goes back down to. A woman betraying her husband. Our creator is our husband. But the 2/3 of our nation are never going to turn back. They're going to bend their back down always until their destruction, man. But he saved a remnant that's going to be saved and going to have fear of the Lord, and that's going to instruct them all the way to salvation, man. All right, so now when 2/3 of our people figure out that that's not the way, and they realize they've been dealing with folly and wickedness, it's going to be too late. They say they shall seek the Lord early and not find him. We got one. All right, go ahead.
I got Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
So you inviting the wicked in with your folly and wickedness. Refusing to turn back to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, they gave you the corn and the wine and the oil. You know? Oh, go ahead.
All right, this is Isaiah 65:2. I have spread out my hand all day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in their own way, that was slacking, in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
After their own thoughts. So you don't give reverence unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You're following after your own instruction, leaning to your own understanding.
A people that provoke me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in the gardens and burn of incense upon the altars of brick, which remain among the graves, in the lodge, in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things, is in their vessels.
Boom. And I'm gonna tell you one thing I learned the hard way as a young child. All right. Well, my father didn't punish me right then. He'll say something like, "I'll show you better than I can tell you," but I never knew what that meant. What he said, "I'm gonna keep letting you walk down that road and see where it gets you. And by the time I get to the end of the road, I wish I would have never traveled that path." But by that time, our people, 2/3 of our people realize it's going to be too late. So right now is the time to seek the Lord while he may be found. Because when he ain't going to be no seeking when he show up. Because he's going to already be here. You ain't going to have to look for him. He's going to be here in your face, bringing that judgment. So it's going to be too late. You got back to that Proverbs real quick.
God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mark when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
So when all this stuff happens, like it's happening in these other nations, in these other countries, when everything goes down here in America, martial law, famine, and all these type of different calamities, right? That's when people are going to start fearing. All right, that's when shit gonna get real heavy. So by that time, it's gonna be too late. But the ones of you that believe in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, you're gonna be secure at that time, man. So while Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is laughing at their calamities, you're gonna be laughing right along with them, right? Because you chose the fear of the Lord instead of the fear of man. Go ahead. You got one too.
This is Sirach, chapter 34, verse 13. It says, "The spirit of those that fear the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, shall live. For their hope is in him that saveth them."
Come on, that's what our hope is. Our hope is that the Lord's going to tear this kingdom down and set a righteous kingdom up. We're tired of seeing, we got the spirit of Mattathias. Like, woe is me. Why did I have to live to see this day of the transgression of my people? Like, we have it's a sense of unselfishness where, like, okay, we understand that we're being instructed to do good, but it still pains us to see our nation, 2/3 of our people, still dwelling in folly, man. We want to see our whole nation righteous, man, but we understand what has to happen in order for us to achieve that goal. Go ahead.
Isaiah 10:20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
All right. So once we stay upon Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right, and look for Him for our hope and our salvation, we're going to continue in that all the way to salvation and never turn to these idols ever again, man.
Right. And Jake, 2/3 of Jake, they're gonna stay up under Esau's vibration.
All the way until the end.
Right. Verse 21. You know, Jake wanted murder, kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they're about.
Right.
You know, and that spirit of adultery. That's the same spirit Esau came over here in. Want to kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they want to do.
Right.
The remnant shall return. Even the remnant of Jacob unto the Almighty Yahweh. For though the people of Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decrees shall overflow with righteousness, man.
And that remnant is going to have trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua all the way to the end. That's what their hope is going to be in. So now, where's your fear towards? The precepts of men? Or are you following the instructions of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua in spirit and in truth, man? That's what it all boils down to. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15. It says, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, And they that love him will keep his ways.
Keep his ways all the way to the end, man. We had a chance to be brought back through Yahweh Shai and been cleansed through Yahweh Shai, and ain't no turning back from that point. Nobody wants to go, once you take a good shower, you don't want to go back out there in the mud. It makes no sense. Why would you dirty your garment all over again when your spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai cleanse you?
Go ahead. That's Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
All right, so we go from every government, every ideology, anything you could think of, instead of to our true inheritance, man, our true power. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. But our people, rather 2/3 of our people, rather go to a customs of this world and cleave on to anything but their true nationality. And then when we try to cleave onto your true nationality, Esau tries to choke it out of you. That doesn't bring a light bulb off in your head. We can call ourselves anything we want to, but as soon as we call ourselves by our true nationality, it's a problem. Right, dealing with Kyrie Irving and Kanye West. They choked it right out of them. So that shows what their fear is towards, man. Their fear is towards this system and the ones that are running this system, man. That's some more on the Proverbs. Go ahead, bring that out real quick. Then we'll get back in the message.
All right. Back at Sirach, chapter 2, verse 16, it says, "They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law."
And that's just it. So right now, they that love him will be filled with the faith of Yahweh Shai, man. The faith of Yahweh Shai. What verse you was on that Proverbs?
28.
All right, go ahead.
Proverbs 1:28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So when the Yahweh Shai starts bringing that destruction down here, that's when they're gonna say, "Oh, we believe now. We come on, yes, save us," but it ain't gonna happen. The Lord gonna laugh at you, man, to destroy you right where you stand. He gonna be looking at you while he's destroying you.
I have an injection.
That's the fierce anger of the Lord. Let me get my zone real quick, then you. Go ahead. Yeah.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. Whoso feareth the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor.
So find favor. All right, so find it be written in the book of life. That's what it means to find favor, to find salvation, to find a sense of hope. Because the Lord put us everybody in a position to have hope in something, to have faith in something. But what are you going to be trained to have hope and faith in? That's the answer you need to try to find. What spirit did the Lord put in you to have hope in, man? Are you going to have hope in this system? That's going to fail you. You're going to have hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. If you do, you better have it in sincerity and truth. All right? Not calling upon any other name or believing halfway, thinking that's going to get you somewhere. No, it's not. He said, "Believe in me with all your heart, body, and soul." Roughly paraphrasing. Go ahead. That was some more.
Time. He that seeketh the law shall be filled therewith, but the hypocrite will be offended thereat.
So the hypocrite is going to be offended by the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because guess what? The words of the Lord are going to cause them to conflict themselves and purge the wickedness out of it. So what does it say? The word of the Lord is like sharper than any two-edged sword. Somebody want to get that? Bring that out real quick. My Baruch Shah in Hebrews. Real quick, because we want to key point on that. Because in order to have the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you can't change who he is. You have to change who you are. But people try to change the Most High and form their own form of righteousness that sits well with them, so they can live their lifestyle according to how they want to live. Just real quick, let me get this. You got the Hebrews? All right, just real quick. So whoever got it, bring it out. You got it?
This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart.
So now, once the word of the Lord starts measuring you, right? It's gonna tell you what type of individual you are. You're gonna find yourself being an enemy to the Most High if you don't change who you are to conform to what the word says. But people try to reinterpret what the word says so it can conform to their lifestyle, so they don't have to change. But the Lord changes never. He stays the same from the beginning to the end. So you're finding yourself in a destructive state of mind, all right, and you're leading yourself unto destruction by trying to lead unto your own understanding when the word of the Lord is meant to correct those who need correction.
Right.
All right.
You got a little bit more. Just,
All right.
one verse up. Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering in his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
You come short of it if you have feared anything else other than Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Yep.
So let us have fear in the Lord so we don't come short of that, man.
Yep. That's that Sprite commercial. You know, you get run.
Yep, boom. You're going to get hung every time.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be able to dunk that ball. Y'all
This is the book of Job 19. Let me start on number 7 all the way to 10. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not here. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he hath set darkness in my path. He hath stripped me of my glory and taken the crown from my head. He hath destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and my hope hath he removed like a tree.
Well, you better hope the Lord don't do that to you, boy. You better hope the Lord don't remove your hope like a tree, man. The Lord said he destroyed him on the word said he destroyed him on every side, man. That's the type of power we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with a power that can have you so delusional that you really think that you're serving him for real. And he's standing behind you laughing because you're choosing your own way. Yeah, so, all right, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8. His people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Boom, man. That's what it boils down to. Are you going to believe what the world says, or are you going to believe what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai says? But there's a kicker. In order for you to believe what the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai says, because a lot of people say, well, I go to the Bible for my own understanding. He said teachers out here, boy, for you to follow behind. He said teachers. He said men out here for you to. Now you got to go through his men. How about that one?
Oh, that's right.
Go ahead.
Hosea 5:15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they shall seek me early.
And those are the ones that sigh and cry for all the abominations that are in the midst of Israel. So they're going to seek the face of the Lord early, man. Like how Freeway used to say early. Dead ass.
Yep.
I'm serious. So with that being said, what you doing? What manner of conversation? What should your action be right now? The only thing that should be on your mind is how can I find Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai?
All right. Yep. They're going to seek salvation early.
Go on.
They're going to seek to be delivered. Meaning they're going to seek Yahushua. That's the face of Yahweh.
That's the face.
Right now, they don't want to seek the truth. Right? But in that day, they're going to want the truth. They're going to want answers.
They're going to want answers, but the answers are getting given to you right now.
Yep.
The answers the answers are not in Kyrie Irving. Let's give back to the universe and everybody get along. And man, people want answers, man. They want to know the truth. That ain't the truth. All this world unity type bullshit that they forced you on, that when they picked your pockets, when you came out, thought you were gonna jump out there talking about you stand firm on what you believe in, and they made you sit the fuck down. Quit. Y'all were all then. You got an interjection? All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 30:9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that they will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
All right, prophesy deceit. That's what 2/3 of our people want to hear. If we was up in this bitch talking about money, kumbaya, and everybody, all dogs go to heaven, If we're talking about bullshit like that, everybody would want to adhere to the words that we're speaking. But we're speaking a harsh truth that's conflicting to the soul to let you know how filthy of an individual you are and what unrighteous dealings you've been dealing with and how you've been an enemy to the Lord for all this time. The Lord's going to expose you, and you have to be in a sense of humility and have a shame face in order to get that understanding. The Lord is going to humiliate you and let you know how filthy you really are, and then tell you to stand up after that and go out and go teach and tell everybody else the same thing I just told you. But 2/3 of our people are not willing to take that humiliation and humble themselves. They have a sense of entitlement that the world owes them something. The world don't owe you nothing but a missile that's coming with your name on it if you don't turn to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
Oh, this is John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
So that's what your hope is gonna be in, that your daddy Esau is gonna take care of you. But the scriptures say, woe to them that go out and return unto Egypt for help, man. Because that's going to be your downfall, man. The strength of Egypt is going to be your downfall, just like the strength of a rich man's wealth is in his strong city. And once that strong city falls, you're going to fall right along with it, because guess what? You chose to, instead of choosing to run to the tower of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you chose to run to the strong city of the wicked to seek refuge. Because in your carnal eye, the tower of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua didn't seem sturdy, right? Because you had to change your ways. But what did Esau tell you? Come be whoever you want to be over here. Come on, we got you. And our people fall for it, man. All right, somebody get Wisdom of Solomon. Go ahead.
This is a quick interjection on how the Lord set up teachers. And this is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 27. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people.
Come on, man. We just spoke about that tower. The Lord's building that tower. Are you going to run into it and be safe? Or are you going to look for what looks about like a fortified fortress built by Esau that's going to be torn down? Just like the walls of Jericho was thought to be strong as hell. But let's see what happened to them.
That thou mayest know and try their way. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters.
All right, brass and iron. What that's gonna do in the fire?
Melt.
It's gonna melt. It's gonna melt. And that's what the Lord's trying to do. He's trying to get the brass and iron off of us. That's why we go through the furnace of affliction to purify with the gold that's within inside us. Go ahead.
All right, the strong city.
Go on.
Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Go on.
For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
And the nations are mad, foolish, and because they were boasting right along with America, man.
Right.
And they become fools right along with America and anybody who falls behind it.
They trusted in that strong city too.
And that strong city that they trusted in was the dollar.
Yep.
That all of 2/3 of our people trust in, because they're trying to find whatever way they can to get to that dollar.
Yep.
Well, let's start a community. We need to come together. Why? For that dollar, because they want to be rich.
Yep.
And they drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are drunk and mad. And that's what's going on. They're going to get mad when they figure out that they've been...
But that mad is talking about being foolish.
Yep.
Right? Not like mad, like, but it's talking about they foolish, like, oh, well, he's stark raving mad, meaning they crazy.
Yeah, they were boasting, meaning they lost their damn mind. They were drunken.
Huh.
And just like the Lord said, 2/3 of our people are drunken with that same wine. All right.
Run around here foolish like everybody else.
It gives a false hope.
Thank you. Perfect words, a sense of false hope. With that being said, somebody give me Proverbs 13 and 12. No, Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12 first. False hope. What does false hope bring forth? Like, if you have fear, because a lot of people try to deny the fear that they have, right? They say, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm afraid of the Lord. That ass. But because I know the judgment that he can bring, and I have the gift, just like the ones that watch in sincerity and truth, you have that gift to have that fear towards the Lord, because not everybody's going to get it. All right. So now, what is fear? What is that thing that's inside you that caused you to look for something for salvation, for security, for succor, right? You better hope you're looking for it in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because you're not going to get it anywhere else. Go ahead.
This is wisdom.
Yeah.
This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 12. For the fear is nothing else but a betraying of the secures which reason offereth.
Right. So that's what fear is. The portraying of the succor. So what's going to happen is, once this strong city that they're trying to fortify themselves in, once that city starts falling, that's when their fear is about to come. That's when they're going to see true fear. Right? Now keep going.
Verse 13. And the expectation from within being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment.
All right, so the expectation, read that part again.
Verse 13, counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment.
All right, counteth the ignorance more than the cause that bringeth the torment, man. So they're ignorantly, they're walking around here blinded, right? And not even giving reverence to the one that's bringing the torment. So therefore, their hope that they have hope in is going to be deferred when Yahushua comes up and brings that judgment. That's when you're going to see the true essence of fear, right? So fear is false hope. So within that, somebody get Proverbs 13 and 12.
This is Proverbs 13 and 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Ooh, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. So now when you realize it, you've been running around here like a stark raving mad fool running behind that dollar like everybody else, well, you're gonna be sick, boy. Like sick in the mind, which is gonna make your whole body sick, man. You ain't gonna have no hope. So that's your hope just deferred. Everything that you had hoped in is gonna be brought to nothing, man. And what's that's gonna do? That's gonna bring that true essence of fear. Nobody's seen what fear it is except for the men of the Lord. But the rest of these nations, 2/3 of our people are gonna, man, the Lord's gonna put that taste of the true essence of fear in their mouth, man. All right, if you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17, how he did the Egyptians, bruh, you're gonna know how man, that's just a precursor of what's really gonna happen to these other nations when Yahushua shows up, man. And he bring that judgment. Go ahead.
When the desire cometh, it is a tree of life.
When the desire of the fear, people with the fear of the Lord cometh, is a tree of life. That tree of life is Yahushua. That's what we're waiting on, man. All right, that was it. Yeah.
This is Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandments shall be rewarded.
Shall be rewarded. That reward is salvation, man. Having a true succor in Yahushua, which is going to give us deliverance, by having faith and hope in his name, and having fear towards Yahweh, and seeking refuge in the deliverer Yahushua, man. Being caught under that umbrella of righteousness. Because when we show up to be presented to the Lord, you don't want him to see this. You want him to see the Spirit of the Lord within you, man. That's what you want to see. You want him to see Yahushua within you. Because if he sees you from the flesh, he ain't got nothing but destruction and sword for you, man. That's it. Because you're filthy. You have no place in his presence. The only ones that have place in his presence is the righteous. And we only can claim righteousness through having faith in Yahushua, man. So that's how we made perfect, through faith. All right, somebody get Isaiah 63 and 17. So the Lord has set the tone. He's setting a tone, right? Purposely setting the tone to bring fear upon everybody. But it only depends, when is your fear going to come? Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to have fear in Yahweh, which is the Father's name, and through the Spirit of His Son, Yahushua, and the Holy Spirit of truth, man. All right, that's what we have fear towards. All right, somebody got that? Isaiah?
This is Isaiah 63 and 17. It says, "O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways?"
That's a question. Why hast thou made us to err from our ways, man? Why? For one, because there was a sense of wickedness that he's trying to purge out of Israel. And this is the course of nature that we go through, all right, that he set up. This is the movie and the roles that we have to play in order to get that up out of us. And within that, he created a sense of hope. What are you going to have hope in? What are you going to have fear in? What are you going to try to seek while you're here on earth? Everybody on earth is seeking answers. Esau found his answers through the dollar. That was his blessing, the dollar and the sword, man. Well, the fatness of the earth and the dew under heaven and the sword and to gain that with the sword. So now he has hope in his sword and his money. The scripture says money shall be a defense. Yeah, money could be a defense. But there's no want in the fear of the Lord. There's nothing to be defended of when you have the fear of the Lord, because you're ultimately up under that covering. All right? Yeah, go ahead.
Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Boom. Bottom line, shall be stubble, man. So that's your reward for having fear in the system and not having fear in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Leave them neither root or branch. So you that believe, right? You're in that strong tower that's fortified by stone, and that stone is Yahushua, man. That foundation is Yahushua.
But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
Boom.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
Boom. So that's Yahushua coming with healing in his wings, and those healings is those new bodies, man. So we would never transgress again and never be separated from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And our hope will be within us because our part of our genetic makeup, if you want to call it, our hope is gonna be within that. So we'll never be able to we'll never have to stray away from the Lord again. So we'll never have to be brought back because we're gonna be complete in that time. All right, somebody get read somebody had a precept. All right, go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 40, verse 24. It says, brethren and help are against time of trouble, but all shall deliver them but all shall deliver more than them both. Gold and silver make the foot stand sure, but counsel is esteemed above them both.
The counsel of the Lord is esteemed above them both, not the counsel of the wicked, because you got two counsels on the earth right now. But the counsel of the wicked has so many different sects and ideologies that it seems like there's many counsels. But you only have two counsels on the earth right now. You have the wicked counsel and the righteous counsel. That's just it. So, but because the serpent had to crawl around on his belly, eat up the dust of the earth, all right? So how can he make himself esteem higher than the rest? He has to put the whole world in a state of confusion because he operates according to confusion. That's why the whole world is like Babylon, because the whole world is confused. But where's the headquarters of that? Right here in America, man. All right, so Esau has made the whole world a wilderness, and that central location of that wilderness is right here. Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Boom, is this the man that we have chose to have our fear in, that created this system, that did this shit to our people, and still have yet to pay for it? Is this the man that was able to do this? These individuals, like, how can these frail little individuals do that to a nation of strong men? So Esau's weapon was a sword, but he whooped us spiritually, man. But he beat the fear of God out of us and put the fear of him in our people, man.
This is the nigga them nations being drunken again.
God.
It says that did shake kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Boom, because he takes captives everywhere he goes and destroys cities.
That's America.
God.
Yeah, they went around the world in their demonocracy, destroying all these damn countries. They destroyed our people. They destroyed the Gadites when they came over here. You see that?
Yeah. They destroyed everybody, and they Americanized the whole world, man.
Yep.
All right, and it caused the whole world to fear. But the Lord is looking for those that fear him, man. And somebody gonna bring that Isaiah 63 and 17 out again.
All right, Isaiah 63 and 17. It says, "O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways?"
Boom. That's a question. Why has thou? Because the reason why he asked that question, because Isaiah knew what that's gonna lead to. That's gonna lead to our destruction for us erring from the ways of the Lord, man. But there was a purpose behind that. All right, somebody get Romans 28 and 20. Because keep going on that real quick.
And harden our heart from thy fear.
Harden our hearts from thy fear. So it's the Lord doing this, but he's gonna soften the hearts of the elect to be able to have the fear of the Lord, man. So at one point in time, he was like, I want the whole nation to run him up. Get your ass out there and see what's out there. But he brought a remnant back Like, all right, now I need to bring y'all back as an example and as a testimony of what wickedness, of the difference between wickedness and righteousness, man.
It says, return for thy servant's sake, the tribes of thy inheritance.
Boom, and that's Isaiah asking the Lord to return. So, but in order for him to return, something has to be done first, man. It's a stage that he's setting. He's showing he's gonna get fear out of everybody. But what are you gonna give reverence to? You gonna give reverence to this world, or are you gonna give reverence to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? That was it.
Oh, that was it. 17.
All right. Somebody get Romans 8:20 real quick.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
Boom. So that's the main point right there. The creature was made. Go read that again.
For the creature was made subject to vanity,
not willingly, man. Made subject to vanity, not willingly. So it was a point that the Lord was showing us we're nothing without him. He withdrew his spirit away from us, right? And we're nothing without him, right? He said that in the book of Genesis. So he's setting the tone. I'm gonna show you, right? And I'm gonna leave some that's gonna have hope in me, and the rest of them are gonna have hope in the world. So the Lord is setting the table and showing them the difference between light and darkness and good and evil, man. All right, everything has a counterpart on this earth, and the Lord is simply showing the difference between the two. Go ahead.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
So that's why the Lord had hardened the hearts of his people, man. But who also is he hardened the hearts of? These other nations, especially Esau. He gonna harden the heart of Esau so bad and lift him up like he did Pharaoh, just so he can destroy him and show his power on the earth. All right, and he's gonna harden the hearts of 2/3 of our people that they're gonna follow in that same path of Esau. And he's gonna harden the hearts, because remember he said, I made your foreheads hard against their foreheads. He's gonna harden the hearts of the elect to despise wickedness and have hope in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's what we have. And we're gonna hold on to that till all the way to the end, for really forever. The moment that he gives us the gift of hope, we have that forever, man. There's no end to that. We have that forever, and we'll forever be with the Lord all the way, man. Forever. All right, somebody get no, keep going on that.
Verse 21 of Romans chapter 8. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
Ooh, the creature itself shall also be delivered from the bondage of corruption, man. This whole world is corrupted. All right. So what did the Lord do? He put us in the midst of that corruption and gave us a sense of hope, man. Something to hope for, and to be delivered out of that. Go ahead.
From the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh.
So y'all want to see? Wait, what is verse 18? It said the whole world seeking for the manifestation of the sons of God.
19.
19. Read that real quick. Now this is the reason. This is the reason. He sets two forms of hope: hope for the wicked and hope for the righteous, right? But in the end, it's going to tell who the chosen are. Go ahead.
It's Romans chapter 8, verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh.
All right, now we're waiting to see who the sons of the Most High are. Who are the ones that are really the chosen? All right, go ahead.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
So the ones that were subjected the same in hope, he's gonna bring them back. Keep going.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh.
So if corruption and wickedness were never on earth, how can he show deliverance? How can Yahushua live up to his name? It's a setup. The Lord is setting the stage and showing his presence, showing his existence on the earth. And in a grand fashion, he's going to show the difference between light and darkness. Keep going.
Verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Boom. Everybody's growing into travailing in pain all the way to this day. Go ahead. But who's going to receive that pain reliever? Who's going to receive the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that relieves that pain? All right. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also,
which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves.
Boom. So everybody's on this earth groaning, looking for answers. What should we have fear in? But the elect are going to find it. Keep going.
Even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
Waiting for that adoption to redemption to the redemption of our body. For this flesh should be cut away, and the Spirit of the Lord pushing us forward to ultimately to the end till we get the new bodies to where everything's gonna be in sync with each other, man. That's gonna be the manifestation of the sons of God. But he's gonna purify those, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Father's name is Yahweh, son's name is Yahushua. We need to know the truth. All right. Christianity taught us a false sense of hope. Christ taught us a false sense of hope. Christ goes back to a Greek deity or Elamite deity, Christos, if I'm not mistaken. Right, which means nothing, man.
Yeah, Krishna.
Krishna, right? which has no weight. But the true Spirit of the Lord is going to come to those that believe in the name of Yahushua, believe in the name of Yahweh. All right, keep going.
Back at Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope.
Right. So you see America being built up. You see the preaching of the American dream. All you got to do is put your heart into it. All you have to do is dream and you shall achieve. That manifest destiny bull crap. That prosperity doctrine that's taught in the churches. That's what everybody has their hope in. Thinking that gain is godliness. But Yahushua came riding in on a donkey. You get what I'm saying? The apostles went out from city to city with no purse, meaning no money. And still had abundance in every city that he went in. But even within that, like Paul was saying, he ain't asked for nothing from nobody. He worked for everything that he did and still did the work for the Lord.
Speaking, Jackie.
Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians 5:5. Now he that had wrought for the self-same thing is Yahweh, who also have given unto us the earnest of the Spirit.
And that's what's going to give us our hope. The earnest of the Spirit. You have to have the Spirit of the Lord to have hope in Him. You're not gonna be able. That's nothing you can do carnally, because guess what? You're gonna get. Because what does the word do? It's piercing, divider, asunder the soul and the spirit to the intent of the heart of man. So what your true spirit is and your true intentions are going to be exposed, man. If you're carnally trying to seek the Lord, the Lord's going to see straight through that and expose you as being a hypocrite. Go ahead.
This is Matthew.
Yeah, go ahead,
This is to back up the point of our people trusting in these different philosophies, beliefs, and doctrines. As the brother Canuck was saying, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 10. It says, but miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, who call them gods, which are the works of men's hands, gold and silver, to show art in and resemblances of beasts, or a stone good for nothing, the work of an ancient hand. And that's what our people, that's their favorite thing to do. That's why they wear the crosses around their neck. That's why they celebrate these different philosophies and beliefs and doctrines, because they have joy, and that's their hope in that. Because as it is stated, as it has been put, our people have this thing called the law of first truth, which is actually a lie. They've been told the lie first, so now when the truth comes, they don't accept it. So that's why they trust in this falseness.
That's why the Lord let the lie come out first before the truth came out. You see that? You see that? They took the bait. What did somebody say? Was you not saying that the other day? They took the bait on dry land.
Oh, no, they got took hook, line, and sinker on dry land.
On dry land. On dry land, ain't even in the water. They took a hook, line, and sinker, man. The Lord put that lie out there, and then when the truth comes, they ain't even trying to hear it. But the ones that believe in Yahweh had that gift of hope to where, what does it say? A hope seen is not hope. We can't physically see Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but you can physically see the kingdom that Esau has set up, right? And our 2/3 of our people have hope in that, and that hope is gonna be deferred, man, and they're gonna be lost. All right, real quick.
2 Timothy 2 and 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure, having the seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his. You can't fool the Lord.
Can't.
And let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh Shai depart from iniquity. That's it.
That's it. That's it right there. Oh, Zaquan, you read the first part again, Baba Kushan?
Yes, sir. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure, having the seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh Shai depart from iniquity.
All right, so the foundation of the Lord standeth sure, man. You're not going to be able to shake that whatsoever. But this foundation, what is built with untempered mortar. Scripture, Tanya Allah likes to bring out all the time, man. All right, but the foundation, and another thing, check this out. Now, they thought the foundation crumbled because all the prophets were killed. And the last prophet alive was John the Revelator, right? So a lot of people thought that foundation had crumbled because you saw the apostles and the disciples get killed. But nah, that was just only the beginning. Now watch what happens at these times when those same men are right back here on the earth. You're not going to destroy it. You're not going to kill it. He said, then he shall say, touch not my anointed and do my prophets, no service, no harm, man. And that's the foundation we're being established on through Yahweh Shai.
Somebody have a piece of that. Go ahead. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 12. It says, wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
And let me tell you how slick the Lord can be. Read that first part again, man.
It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because he despised this word and trust in oppression.
You despise this word and trust in oppression. Now check this out. Let me give you an example of that. All right. You start putting the time you spend with the Lord aside because you feel like you got to rush out here and go get a job and work extra hours so you can make ends meet. So you're trusting in this system, in this form of oppression, right? To guide you and lead you away. And the Lord will string you along all the way to the end. If your foundation is not set on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you can be strung along. Like this system is so motherfucking wicked. It's like the system is so wicked. You got children that be watching with their families and stuff. This system is so wicked that it's set up and designed to be a delusion to those, and it's a form of it does a form of gaslighting. If you don't know what gaslighting is, when somebody gaslights you, it makes you have a second thought of what you really believe in, and you start to question it. And that's what this system will do. You start to question your thoughts on what you believe and what you feel like your foundation is. But that's why the Lord said, keep your mind focused on him. Don't get distracted with the system because this system is so slick. It said the serpent was more cunning and crafty than any beast of the field, man. So, and go back to Revelation 20, it said that old serpent, which is the devil, is Satan. So that same craftiness is still on this earth. But Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is sent here to destroy that, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will even rent it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflow shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it.
All right, that's that overflowing scourge that the Lord's going to send to destroy this place, man. Go ahead.
So will I break down the wall that ye have dabbed with untempered mortar.
Come on, man.
And bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered, and it shall fall, and ye shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, right. Remember when you used to have like your friends spending the night at your house? What you used to do? Like build forts and stuff in your room, right? And that's what 2/3 of our people are building in America. They spending the night at Esau's house building forts made out of untempered mortar. And guess what? When you go to sleep and wake up, by the time you wake up in that morning, The fort done been broke down. You done tore that bitch down in your sleep. See? And that's what's happening. People are building fortresses within this system, trying to fortify themselves in wickedness and unrighteousness, man. And not realizing that that's going to lead them straight to their destruction, man. So we that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua are fortified in the truth. That's it. We don't need no systematic infrastructure to help lead us to prosperity, because there's no prosperity when you have wickedness on earth like this, man. Because there's no hope for the wicked. There's only hope for the righteous. So in order to establish that hope for the righteous, you have to separate the righteous from the wicked, man. That's why it says flee out of the midst of Babylon, because you don't want to have no parts of this place. Yeah, we get our daily bread, but what is our foundation set on? Our foundation is set on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and sincerity and the truth. All right? Because without Yahweh Shai, we can't even establish that. There's no physical way to establish that, man.
Hey, to be the builder, you need that chief cornerstone.
Man. Right, man.
Got one? Come on. Just back up the phone. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Because our people, like the brother Kanak was saying, our people like to build stuff and build up stuff here. This is what the scripture says. This is Matthew 6 and 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. So you must lay up your treasures with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because if where nothing can happen to it, because if you start laying up your treasures down here with Esau and his kingdom, like the brother Kanak said, you're going to end up tearing down your own fort. You're going to end up tearing down your own blessings, and somebody can come in and take what you're building up. So lay up your treasures with the Heavenly Father, because this place is pretty much done. You ain't going to really get no benefit laying up treasures here in Babylon.
Hey, and it's so funny, because everything you try to fortify, everything you try to fortify in the system, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua comes in like the big bad wolf and blows it down. So I get Haggai chapter 1 verse 9. You got it? Bring it up.
Or it's the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 9. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Lord of hosts, because of my house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house.
Instead of running to the house of the Lord, you run into your life. What was three little pigs doing? Running from house to house to house. That's how Israel does. They run from house to house to house. And what did the wolf come do? He blew it down every time until they ran to the house made of brick. And that's the house that the righteous are standing in.
The house made of stone.
Their house made of stone, man. You can't blow that one down. So the Lord says, be established in his house. He's not going to blow down his own house. He's fortifying his house with the elect that have the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Right, they try to build theirs with that untempered mortar.
With that untempered mortar. Foolishness, man. Just like how these nations built themselves and established themselves through the foolishness of America, man.
I appreciate it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he's taking the wise in their own craftiness.
See how slick the Lord is, man? Come on now. You see how Jake operates. We smooth with everything. You know what I'm saying? But imagine we got the personality of the Lord, hands down. You can see. That's why he said, ye are the salt of the earth. Because look where we come from, man. That's just it. Now read that again.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he's taking the wise in their own craftiness.
All right, so now when Paul, in the book, I'm reading the book of Acts. When Paul, I forgot where he was at, but he ran into some Stoics and Epicureans? Who are learned in Egypt, right? And the Greek form of understanding. And they trying to go up against Paul, right? And Paul was looking at him like, bruh, I know all that foolishness you know, plus the truth. So what is you gonna do? They couldn't stand up against Paul. And they had the whole city coming against Paul. And Paul was cutting everybody with the scriptures, man. Couldn't nobody stand in the face of Paul to the point that they wanted to stone him and kill him. That's how mad they was at the wisdom that he had given to him by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Paul was like, I'm more fervent in the law. So, and in the spirit of truth, man, that he was blessed with by Yahushua himself. Yahushua revealed himself to Paul just like he's revealing himself to us, man. And that's the spirit that we're supposed to come. He said, hey, I shall give you a mouth that your enemies cannot gainsay or resist. So while everybody's trying to establish themselves in these universities, unified under one verse, and the verse is the precepts of the wicked, right? We come unified under the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and righteousness. Keep going on that.
Verse 20. And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise, but they are vain.
Yeah, come on, man. He put those thoughts in their head so they could follow after vanity, man. So that's why the Lord said, don't follow after them, because I'm leading to them to their destruction. And you finna fall off right along with them. Go this way. That's what the Lord is telling his people, man. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Therefore let no man glory in men, for all things are yours.
Keep going.
Whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas.
That's chapter 1 or chapter 2? Chapter 3. All right, I thought you were chapter 2. We could kill it right there. All right, somebody else got a precept? If not, somebody get Ephesians 2 and 12.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 12. That at that time you were without Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Start at 11 real quick.
Verse 11, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
All right, so we was inside somebody else's house, building their foundation out of untempered mortar, right? Falling behind their ideologies and philosophies, right? But we needed to be brought back. We needed to figure out how to get back to our home. So we weren't going to be able to physically get there, right? Meaning through the law. So we needed a way. We needed to have something to have hope, because we couldn't have hope in the law, being in this sinful flesh. So the Lord had to create some sense of hope for the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The one that truly believed in the name of Yahweh, the Father and the Son's name, Yahushua. They're teaching us that we're slaves. That's the foundation that they want to build us off of. But they don't never want to tell us that we're kings and priests to the whole world, meaning not to give the whole world deliverance, but we were supposed to be the examples of what righteousness is, but 2/3 of our people chose to follow after the wicked. Really, the whole nation of Israel at one point in time chose to follow after the wicked, and the Lord is bringing a remnant that he chose back, that he chose from the foundation. So technically, it's always been the 2/3 in the elect, from the beginning to the end, and they're made manifest in the end. All right, keep going.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
Right. So you had the Sanhedrin, the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees that were coming against the people that had faith, that was trying to build themselves around the New Jerusalem, the house of faith, not according to the law, because we had no hope in the law. You know, you had the Hellenization that was so strong at that time. That's what Paul was going against. That's why he was going against the Gentiles, because of how people were Hellenized. He was trying to bring them out of that state of mind through the spirit of truth, giving them hope. But you had the Sanhedrin and the wicked Pharisees that were taking away that hope, said, no, they got to go according to the law. So that was hope deferred, because we were never going to make it according to the law. That's why we had to have Yahushua. Keep going.
God, verse 12. That at that time you were without Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise.
Right, so now, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, what is another term for that? Being outside of the temple. Somebody get Revelation 11:1 real quick and hold that spot, Babak Rashad. Outside of the temple. So when the Lord went to measure us at that time, right? Before we had Yahushua, when he went to measure us at that time, he had measured us. Well, bring it out. Revelation 11:1.
This is Revelations 11:1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh and the altar. And
measure that fortified temple that's being built and the altar, right? But you understand what Yahushua was trying to get them to understand, that the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, you're outside the temple also, because you're not even going according to the law, right? So we all needed hope, but they didn't want that hope to become in Yahushua. They wanted that hope to become within themselves, because they didn't want to lose their rulership, their ruling seat, their priesthood, because Yahushua came down to be the ultimate priest, and he changed the order of the priesthood under Melchizedek. So now the whole nations would become kings and priests, not just the Levites. So the Lord was setting an order that we're all going to be priests in righteousness. But they couldn't see that. They couldn't see they were outside of the temple also, because now we're measured through faith. Keep going.
And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh and the altar and them that worship
therein. So that read is this book. Now, in the beginning of the book, you have the 613 laws, right? Which we totally mutilated and annihilated, right? But then you have the new covenant being established and built with Yahweh Shai. So now we have a sense of hope. Now we have a way of being measured, and now we have a way back into the temple. All right, keep going.
But the court, which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not. For it is given unto the Gentiles.
Boom, it was given unto the Gentiles, right? Go ahead.
And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
So their whole focus was strictly on the temple itself, right? And based upon the law. So they were living carnally, man. Their whole thing, they're talking about the temple, the fortified temple itself, and the physical altar, right? So now they were measuring everybody according to the law. So now, but it says the court that's without is given unto the Gentiles. So now, if you don't have Yahweh Shai, you're cast out of the temple. Now go back to Ephesians 2:11 again. So he becomes that reed, all right, that rod, that root of Jesse, right? That faith, that having faith in him, that's how we're going to be measured according to righteousness. All right, go ahead.
Ephesians 2:11. It says, wherefore, remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
So the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees didn't want to give us any hope. They wanted us to remain outside the temple because of the Hellenistic time period, because our people were calling themselves Greeks. Our people were calling themselves Romans. All right? But it was nothing but a terminology. It's the same thing now. Our people are outside the temple because they want to call themselves Negroes, Black, African American, Kemetic, all this other falsehood that amounts to nothing. It's all vanity, man. So they happy, they partying on the outside the temple. You get what I'm saying? Keep going.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
So they were like, Paul, why are you talking to them people? They ain't even circumcised. But Paul was talking about the spiritual circumcision, man. That's what they needed to focus on. So the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees didn't realize they were uncircumcised too. Ooh. According to the spirit. They didn't realize they were uncircumcised according to the spirit, man. Because they didn't want to accept the Yahweh Shai and cut off the foreskin of their mind, man. All right, keep going.
That at that time ye were without Hamashiach.
So we were all outside the temple because we didn't have Yahweh Shai yet. Keep going.
Being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Boom. And all right, so now the establishment of the third temple that's being built spiritually. Where did it start with? It started with Peter. That's why he said Peter is named Petra, which means rock. That's why he said, upon this rock I shall build my church. So now we need to be inside of that temple, which foundation, that cornerstone is Yahweh Shai, and that rock, that foundation was Peter, man. That's what it started with Peter. Right now, and Peter is still here today. All right, he's here today. Go ahead.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
Boom. So we were strangers, Gentiles from the covenant of promise, and we had to be brought back through Yahweh Shai. Keep going.
Having no hope.
Having no hope. Without Yahweh Shai, we can't have no hope in the law, because the law is not going to get us salvation. Ecclesiastes 7:20 says, "There's not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not." So how can we have hope in the law? So everybody's outside the temple. But we need to have a way to be brought back in, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. There's no hope in America, man. America's going to be destroyed. And anybody that has any thought process about this place, they're going to be destroyed right along with it. Keep going.
Having no hope and without Yahweh in the world.
So when you're without Yahweh, just cast out into the world, man. Somebody get Ecclesiastes 3:10. And Ecclesiastes 3:10 and 1 Corinthians chapter 2.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10. I have seen the travail which Yahweh hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. Verse 9. What profit had he?
11.
Verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful
That's
in
it.
his time.
Boom.
Also, he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua making from the beginning to the end.
So now, boom, you're without Yahushua, all right, with no hope in the world. So you have the world in your hearts. All right, so that's what your mind is set on. Anything in this world, your mind is not set on Yahushua, man. Somebody get 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12 real quick, Baba Kusha.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
So we have not received the spirit of the world. Go ahead.
But the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that were freely given to us of Yahweh.
All right, so with that, we might know the things that are given to us on Yahweh. So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans can find their way back home to the Father Yahweh through the spirit of his son, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so that's what we find hope in. Not our lineages being slaves, our lineage being kings and priests, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 3. How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in few words, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Yahushua Mashiach, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit.
Come on, man. By the Spirit. That's how everything is revealed. So let's go. Okay, let's take a quick turn real quick. So who was reading that 1 Corinthians chapter 2?
All
right, go back to that real quick. That's beautiful.
Verse 12.
Now watch how it connects. Watch how the Spirit connects, right? Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
It said, now we have received not the spirit of this world, right?
But the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh.
All right, now we just read Ecclesiastes 3 and 11 said he put the world in their hearts, right? But the ones that are of the spirit, we have not received the spirit of the world, man. He put the world in their hearts. He wants to keep them outside of the temple, man. Matter of fact, real quick, pause it. Romans 11 and 7. I want to this point.
11 and 7?
Yeah, Romans 11 and 7.
Romans chapter 11, verse 7. It says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Because Israel is trying to obtain it carnally, man. By running after these other nations, trying to get prosperity. We do it in every captivity, man. Hey, let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. We don't want to stand out as individuals. We want to go conform to this world. But the Lord took the spirit of the world out of the hearts of the elect, man, to have hope. Keep going.
But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Why? Because he put the world in their hearts that they may not know the things that are given freely of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? You can hold that right there. Let's get back to that Corinthians real quick. Real quick, I just want to finish this point. Yo, come on.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh.
That we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. So we have to have the spirit of discernment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Keep going.
Verse 13, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teaches.
Right. So when you had those individuals that came up against Paul, one of them started with the Eden, the other one was a Stoic. All right, they had the worldly wisdom in their mind. But Paul's foundation was on the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Keep going.
Comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Verse 14.
God.
But the natural man receiving not the things of the spirit of Yahweh.
All right, the natural man received not the things of the spirit of Yahweh, man. All right, keep going.
For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Because they're spiritually discerned. So you have to have the spirit of discernment to understand the things that are given on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. If you have the spirit of this world, man, listen, you don't even have the total understanding of what's going on in the world. How about that? Like what did the angel tell Ezra? No, it wasn't Ezra. The angel spoke to somebody, said, how can you, if you can't discern the things of this world, how can you even discern heavenly things? You can't even get past this realm. How you gonna understand the things that are operating that are going on in the heavens? You get what I'm saying? So the true ultimate understanding is the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. All right. So interjection, let's bring those out. I just wanted to clarify on that point real quick. Y'all will all then Kabosh. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is a book of 1 John 2:19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
All right, so you got people that gonna come in that claim to be in the temple, but they're gonna leave out of the temple because they're gonna realize this ain't for them. They don't want to change. They don't want to reprove. They don't want to repent. They don't want to turn back to the Lord. Right? That's what the word is going to expose in them, man. They're doing it for their own filthy lust. They're not doing it for the Lord.
But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
Because they weren't approved. That's why the scripture says there must be heresies among you, so they that are worthy may be approved. The elect are going to be approved. So he's going to move all the filthiness out of the way and expose those that are wicked, no matter how much they try to act like they got on a righteous garment. But the Lord's gonna say, when hey man, who is that with this with the wrong garment on? Get him out of here, man. He don't belong here. Get him out of here. All right, go ahead.
This is Sirach 37 and 14. Just to back up, that how he talked to the scribes and Pharisees that thought they was right of the circumcision. This is Sirach 37 and 14. For a man's mind is sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower. So our people do this to this day. Their minds tell their minds tell them what they want to think, rather than the men that are sitting and actually watching, rather than the men that are actually commissioned and set up and affirmed to do this work. Because they don't want to be corrected. They don't want to be told what's right. They don't want to be told what to do according to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So in their minds, their thinking is they got it.
Yeah.
More than somebody that really know what they're talking about.
Man, and that's where haughtiness and pride come in. But when it comes to that note, man, I stay at a low degree. I'd be like, what that old song Tevin Campbell used to say, tell me what you want me to do. That's what I would say. Tell me what you want me to do, Lord. Hey, tell me in sincerity and truth so I can do it. Please open my mind up to that. I don't want to be conformed to this world. That's a fearful thing, man, because this world will trap you up real quick. Man, they'll use anything. They'll use your children, your family, your mother, your spouse, whatever, to try to pull you in. Man, the elder told me one thing. There's 2 reasons why people are involved in your life. Once you realize that, you know how to work. You know how to walk. Either to push you towards the truth or to be a distraction. That's the only 2 reasons people are involved in your life. That's it. Plain and simple. Once you understand and establish that, you know how you walk it. And you know how to deal with people. You don't get so mad at people anymore. You be like, you know what? I see that I'm not going to allow you. That don't mean you got to cut everybody off. But you just don't allow them to be the distraction that they're trained to be. So you know how to operate and move in the spirit. And that's how, man, come on, man. You got to be James Bond out here, man. Like with the spirit, like, you know what I'm saying? 007 behind, block that. Prime example, look at Peter. When the Yahushua said, hey, man, I must be given over to them and be crucified. And be, you know what I'm saying? I'll rise again on the 3rd day. What did Peter say? Put it far from thee, Lord. Peter was speaking off emotions. He didn't understand. He was thinking carnally at that time. You get what I'm saying? But the Lord rebuked him and put him in his right state of mind. He's like, no, in order for you to attain salvation, I got to go through this. You have no hope. See? You have no hope unless I do this. That's what Yahushua was saying to Peter, man. That's why he rebuked Peter, because Peter didn't have the understanding at that point in time. Somebody caught a precept. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Go ahead, you speak on it.
So, it's all these, 2/3 of our people, they go about worldly religion, philosophy, yada, yada. But The Lord has a true doctrine that he set forth that they're not hearkening to. And they out here doing all this work, playing the pianos in the churches and this, that, and the third, but they're not doing the true work. And when the judgment day comes, they're going to be looking like, yeah, I was singing in the choir, Lord. I was doing this, that, and the third. But the Lord going to look at it like, man, but I didn't tell you to do none of that. I told you to do this, and you was doing that. So I got to mess with your name on it. Go ahead and find it.
Yeah, right. The Lord say, like, he hate the sound of your music. The Lord can't stand that talking about making a joyful Lord for the Lord can't stand that shit. The Lord love to hear this song right here. This is what the Lord want to hear. He want to hear men standing up in great boldness in the face of their oppressors that made no accounts for their labor. Roughly paraphrase. You got a precept?
This is Ephesians 2:5. Even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Yahushua. By grace, ye are saved.
Boom. Quicken us together with Yahushua. But what did he do to the ones that he didn't want? Go ahead and bring that out real quick.
All right, this is Isaiah 6:10. Make the heart of these people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand in their heart and convert and be healed.
And one key word in that is less. They hear with their ears, meaning if the Lord didn't dull their ears and close their eyes, they would be able to receive the truth and be converted and be saved. But the Lord didn't want them. The Lord despised them. The Lord chose you. The Lord chose you and your family, the ones that are listening and believing in sincerity and truth, standing 10 toes down. That's who the Lord's after. So anybody that's trying to afflict you and try to gaslight you and they're thinking that the way you're traveling is the wrong way, they don't have a sense of direction. Go ahead.
This is St. John chapter 15, verse 18. It says, if the world hates you, do you know that it hated me before it hated you?
Man, come on. Sometimes it's beautiful to be hated, man. It's beautiful. If you wicked, hate me. Please hate me. I don't want you liking me if you wicked.
I want to make you on the opposite side.
Despise, slap. No, don't slap me. I'm just saying. Just hate me. Don't like me at all. But if you righteous, love me, because I'm gonna love you back. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 19. It says, if he were of the world would love his own.
And take that with a grain of salt. I'm not telling you to go out here and hate everybody that's wicked, because you still have love for people that's on this earth, you know, that chose a different way. That's just their path. You can't get mad at them. That's just the lot that the Lord chose for them. But you still have love for people like Mattathias. The reason why he's so vexed and angry, because he still had love for the nation of Israel, even though they were going off.
If I may add on, just like scripture say, every beast consorted to its like, man.
Right.
So, hey, you're gonna, the doctors go sit with the doctors, the lawyers go sit with the lawyers, the cheerleaders go sit with the cheerleaders, man. You know, hey, the prophets gonna be with the prophets, the 2/3 gonna be with the 2/3, the wicked gonna be with the wicked.
Exactly. So eventually, you're gonna become a thorn in their side anyway, to where they ain't gonna invite you nowhere no more, because you're gonna be talking about the Lord all the time.
This is Sirach 27:9. The birds will resort unto their light. So will truth return unto them that practice in her.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Prophet subject to the prophet.
Come on, man. That's beautiful, man. So hold on to that truth that is given unto you, man, from the foundation, man. So guess what? Lord's gonna send other people that believe the same thing you believe your way.
Right. And what was the practice? That's why you have the book of Acts.
Good.
That means they acted it out.
Good.
These are the acts what was the practices. The practice that Paul and them did, man. The practice that Peter and them did. And that spirit is going to return unto them in these times.
Come on, man. That's beautiful. Like the elder said, the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, man. Go ahead.
Right. This is First Maccabees. Oh, it's like.
No, go ahead, brother.
You got to interject. Go ahead, real quick.
This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their times.
Come on, man.
So shall ye receive great honor in an everlasting name. We'll go to 58. Elijah, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. And Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, was saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages.
And just because we teach we don't get salvation according to the law does not mean we don't have that same fire for the law that we had back. We are certain individuals that were zealous for the law back then. But guess what? the more we become even more zealous for the law, right? But in understanding that within that, like what Paul said, what all the law couldn't do, that's when faith stepped in, man. Because we want to get all the holy days perfect. We want to do the Sabbath perfect. But we're in our captivity and we're forced to do other things. We want to wear pure fabric that's not mixed with everything. But guess what? We're forced because we're in our captivity, which even more when the eldest man, when the elder was going back and forth with this dude trying to scoff at us, he said one thing: what do we need salvation from, right? He named all this different stuff, but the main thing the elder was talking about, we need salvation for my damn self, man. We need salvation for myself because we're in these chains of darkness. We don't have no hope if we hope in the flesh, man. That's a hope deferred. So we have hope in Yahweh Shai that he's going to deliver us out of this flesh and put us in these new bodies, man. Keep going. That was it.
It says, verse 61 of First Maccabees chapter 2, it says, and thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
Man, listen, his glory shall be death, man. He back into the ground. Just like his body gonna be in the ground. Babylon's gonna be torn down to the ground. All right? The lake of fire right here.
Oh, no, my mom had to get that.
This is the book of Colossians 1:20 all the way to 22. And having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things into himself. By him I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven.
And that's a prayer that we pray, the Lord's prayer, as on earth as it is in heaven. So he reconciled everything unto himself with his crucifixion, and he put everything under subjection under him with that. But we just haven't seen it manifested yet. But we will see the glory of Yahweh Bashim Shai. His train shall no longer fill up the temple, but it's going to fill the whole earth, man. Go ahead.
Number 21. And you that were sometime alienate an enemy in your mind, be wicked work, yet now have he reconciled in the body. Number 22. In the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable, unreprovable.
Right. So he took away our reproach. Like the women are going to have to go to a man to take away their reproach. But he took away our approach. Really, he took away our approach for the men and the women with his crucifixion. But it's still an order that's set up. None of us will have a hope if he didn't do that. Man or woman, child, or old or young. None of this wouldn't matter if Yahweh Shai wouldn't have fulfilled his end of the bargain. Now it's time for us to fulfill ours. Like the women and children. If you believe, don't let nobody put anything in your mind to deter you from that. Stand strong in what you believe in and let your actions and your ways of your life show that you believe in Yahweh Bashim Shai. Nobody should have to ask you that, what you believe in, because it's going to show forth in your action in your everyday life. And that goes for the men too, right? That goes for the men too. If you believe, you're going to show forth your belief in what you believe in.
Chapter 4, verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
Right.
So when you go into that word strive, it means to fight vigorously. So, hey, fight your ass off for the Lord. Hey, you just got to, like the brother Kanat said, man, you just got to uphold your end of the bargain. Why? Because the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is a man that he needs not to lie, man. Right. So therefore, everything that he has said, his word is going to come to pass, man. Right. You just got to stand out here and stand boldly for him.
Right, exactly. So, you know, so that's what it all boils down to, man. Us standing firm in what we believe in. Go ahead.
Colossians 1:23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and sealed, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel.
All right, that goes back to our terminology and grounded. What we say, 10 toes down, standing firm, man. Man, listen, we just by the terminology used in the scriptures alone, and man, you know we the children of the Lord, man. Can't nobody take that from us, no matter how much they try to gaslight and flood lies out there. They can't take the truth away. It's a reality, but they keep creating a false reality, right? A matrix which people fall a victim to. But guess what? The truth's still going to stand. That was some more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which ye have here, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
All right. And that's what Paul went out there to do. become a servant of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Sorry, you had a precept?
This is Matthew chapter 16. I'm gonna start at verse 21, going off what you were talking about earlier, when Yahushua said, get behind me. From that time forth, Yahushua, from that time forth began Yahushua to show his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. Verse 23, but he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
Boom. Peter was thinking carnally at that time. But I get it. And one of you that believes that, hey man, I'm about to go get messed up, because I'm like, whoa, let's talk about this. What? Why? But none of us have to really go through that anymore. Our affliction starts right now, being outcasts and aliens. We are outcasts and aliens from the Commonwealth of Israel. Now that we come into the temple, we're outcasts and aliens to this world. So we began to be persecuted of this world like Yahushua was persecuted. You got to please.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, and verse 7. Thou madest him a little lower than the angels.
Come on, man.
Thou crownest him with glory and honor, and didst set him over the works of thy hands.
And you know why he did that? Man, Yahushua did that because he had compassion on his brothers, man. He wanted to feel that pain to the teeth. He wanted to feel that pain. He could have came down here, solid stone heart, not having any emotions on anything. But he chose to be made a little lower than the angels. Be put in sinful flesh, and he made it perfect, man.
Verse 8,
perfect.
Thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him, he left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him.
Right, because it hasn't been truly manifested in the world yet. But before the most, like he sent out the lie first. So before he manifests who his son is to everybody, he's going to manifest who his son is to his elect, to his other children, right? So with that being said, right now, he's going to let you know who's not his children. He's going to let the wicked rise up and run amok before he tear this place down. So then he's going to reveal unto you now he's revealing unto you who the wicked are. Go ahead.
And two more verses. In this verse 9, but we see Yahushua, who was made a little lower than the angels, for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he, by the grace of Yahweh, should taste death for every man.
And then when he did that, what did he do? He took away the sting of death. Death has no more power anymore. So now that puts the spirit of Mattathias in us. Now we'd rather die for the truth than live a whole lie. Because that's not living. Now we have an essence of what death really is. See, they fooled us with the carnal thing. Oh, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Man, I'm already dead. What do you mean? You see how my mind is? I'm trying to be delivered from death while I'm walking on this earth as a zombie. And Yahushua only has the power of the keys to hell and death, man. So there's nothing that these devils can do to you but gaslight you and try to confuse you into believing the words that are coming out of their mouth. But the scriptures say the wicked are estranged from the womb. They come out the womb speaking lies. That cry that baby gives out once he leaves the Edomite lady's body and being delivered, that cry is a lie, man. That cry is a lie. They don't need no help. See, they're born with a silver spoon in their mouth, man. And we're not on the same playing field.
I get one last verse just to end off that point. In this verse 10, for it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory.
Boom.
To make the captive of their salvation perfect through suffering.
Through suffering, man. Through much suffering and tribulation, we shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. Right? What did you say in the gym? No pain, no gain. How are you going to respect prayer? Like, we know that from the beginning when he gave us the spiritual powers and everything, and we became tyrants, dilly-dallying with these other nations. That's why the sons of God made it with the daughters of man. We had the physical strength, but we didn't have the spirit at that time, man. So now he took away that spiritual strength, that physical strength, and now he's giving us the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua to conquer all. He said he take the weak things of the world to confound the mighty. Somebody get that? It's in I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 or either chapter 2, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Yahweh, the Father, and his Son Yahweh Shai, that's our true hope. All right, and he set the stage to put us in a weak, feeble position, just like how Esau was in a weak, feeble position at the bottom, right? And he raised Esau up. Man, Esau couldn't have done nothing that he did without Yahweh Bashim. We couldn't either. We couldn't either. So the Lord is with them. Not anymore. Go ahead. Somebody got it? It should be like verse 20 or something like that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 27. But Yahweh have chose the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
All right, now check this out. He chose the foolish thing of the world to confound the wise. See, we think we have strength as men because we can plant seed in a woman and impregnate her and bring forth life. But where does that spirit come from? Where does that power come from? You get what I'm saying? So now, that's when you're born into this earth, your body is trained to think carnally, think that you have to do everything by might. Our strength was taken away by wisdom. We still have that power of Jake. One shall be stronger than the other. Go back to Genesis. 2 nations are in the Rebekah's womb. One shall be, that strength was never taken away from us, but our power was taken away, that wisdom. Keep going.
And Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that which are mighty.
So now, when Esau got into our mind, he was able to totally take over our nation, man. And the Lord allowed him to do that. And then that's when when we had that fear in us, right? That's when he tried to buck up at us. One thing a bully hates, if a bully's in front of your face and he does that number and you don't move, you don't jump, now the bully pissed off. Now he has to really impose his will, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, man. The Most High Yahweh's chosen people. And we get deliverance through his son, Yahweh Shai. So now you have that big bad bully Esau, right? He was jumping at us in the beginning, and then guess what he saw? He saw Jacob wrestling the angel. He kind of backed back a little bit. So now he was able to get into our mind, right, which is the true temple of the Lord, and put these ideologies in our minds.
Desecrated the altar.
Desecrated the altar, man. Just like he physically did in 168 BC and in 70 AD, and when we fell in Babylon. Well, Esau didn't do it, Babylonians did it. But Esau did it.
Esau right there to burn down.
Esau right there to burn it down. He was there. He was there. He's always been there, man. So now our people were so concerned with the physical temple, right? They wasn't concerned with the temple that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai was concerned about. Man, that physical altar don't mean nothing to him, man. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you? Question mark.
Boom. And the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai dwelleth in you. So now, if your mind thought processes with wickedness, right? Boom. Somebody get Genesis. It says, my spirit shall no longer thrive with man, because I know their thoughts are wicked, man. The Lord is not going to dwell in your vessel if you got wicked thoughts going in your mind, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand their true calling, being the sons of God. But our people don't want to hear. They want to be called black Africans and Moors, all this other kind of crap. I have sovereignty, man. Esau don't want to hear that.
They put their faith and their hope in Esau's laws of being sovereign, and all the other stuff.
Right. Go ahead. Somebody found it. Yeah.
This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
All right. So now, so the spirit of the Lord is not going to always thrive with man, the sons of God. All right. Because the thoughts are wicked. So the Lord can't dwell with wickedness. All right. So he has to flee out of that individual. So you no longer become a temple that houses the spirit of the Lord. You become a temple that houses the spirit of this world. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is back at 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, he shall Yahweh destroy, for the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are.
So now the Lord has to destroy you, because you defiled the temple by letting these ideologies into your mind, where the Lord is supposed to be dwelling. But you have other things dwelling there. You got a question?
Oh yeah, I wanted to because I was actually reading a book, and this book is called Before the Chains of Shackles. And speaking of, I was just looking at this chapter, Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 17. This is what the Lord God says: I will gather you back from peoples and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you back the country of Israel.
That's what we're waiting for. That's the deliverance that we're waiting for us to be placed upon our own land. This is not home for us. That's why we go through so much persecution here. The Lord doesn't want us to be comfortable here. He doesn't want us to. He wants us to flee mentally out of this place, because He's going to destroy it. And if you have your mind set on this place, you're going to be destroyed right along with Him, man. That's why He said He's going to bring us back to our homeland for us to dwell there. But right now we're in captivity, and we need to be brought. We need deliverance out of our captivity.
Interjection. A good example of that is the Haitian Revolution. Earlier you said you was from Haiti, right? They tried to gain their freedom and their salvation through their own hand carnally. But it's well documented that they indulged in witchcraft before they took place in that revolution. So they tried to gain their salvation carnally. And now you can see that they're one of the most impoverished places in America, because they chose not to wait on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We can get our freedom and salvation and our hope. Like we gotta go to the Lord for that.
And what language do Haitians speak? Creole. But what is the form of what?
It's a form of French, Swede, and other African dialects.
It's not African dialects. French and Sweden. All right. So, but they have their own slang with it. Some people call it patois, but it's Creole. Just like with Benjamin, they speak patois, which is a form of broken English, not English that's spoken in America, but English that's spoken in Britain and England. It's a broken form of there. So
it's a dialect.
Right. A dialect. It's with a different dialect, and they did rebel. But and also within that, the Haitians always try to say like, oh, we haven't been conquered by anything, but you're still speaking the French language. You still got that mindset of the European settlers that influence you to discontinue from your heritage, and you try to use witchcraft to destroy them, but they ended up destroying themselves.
This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. Right. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh.
So thinking about that book led you to a scripture in the Bible. So now I saw you walking up with that book like it really meant something to you, right?
Yeah, because one of my Haitian artists wrote this one.
Right.
So this is from his view. So when I read it.
Right. But you need to get out of that Haitian state of mind, right? Does anybody know what the word Haitian means?
Aishon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aishon.
That does mean cannibal.
Yeah, I think it means like cannibal, man.
Cannibal?
Yes. I think it means like cannibal or rebel,
something like
Either
that.
Way, it was given to it. That was the name given to it.
Ayiti Koiska Bohio means land of the many mountains and flowers. So Bohio is mountains, Koiskaya flowers.
All right, so
the H was put there. The H was never there originally.
If your parents named you something, right? You seen the movie Roots? You kind of young. All right.
I seen like clips of it.
All right, so you don't know about Kunta Kinte and Toby, do you?
Oh, Kunta Kinte had that. Man, I don't know.
All right, so now
when he ran away.
See, you're stuck on this, right? And you have a foundation in that, and you have pride in that.
Yeah, I got a lot of pride in that.
Right. Hear me out. You have so much pride in that, right? Pride comes in two forms. You can be proud and lifted up and become a hypocrite, or you can be proud of something that you're establishing, right? So now you're proud of this as an establishment on you, will hold on to that, right? But it causes you to become prideful against this, Levi.
Against them?
Yeah, because that's who you are. You're a Levite, not a Haitian. That's what These individuals are calling you. They're calling you Haitian because they gave you that name. They beat the name of Levi out of you and caused you to conform to the name of Haitian. You're not a Haitian. This brother right here is from Puerto Rico. He's not a rich port.
A rich port?
Yeah, that's what that means. He's an Ephraimite.
Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people do not consider.
All right, and yeah, the ox and the ass are two of the dumbest creatures, but they work hard, and they know how. You put them anyway. They know how to get back to the house. They know where their home is, and they know who their master is, right? But our people don't even consider. So now you're holding on to that book, and the scripture that was wrote up, be admonished of making of many books. But what did that book do to you? That book put a scripture in there. But you got, well, listen, though, hear me out. You have that book in your hand. Where's your Bible?
My Bible?
Yeah.
I don't own a Bible.
Ooh, that's the point. Go ahead. Isaiah 16 and 34, 34 and 16.
Deuteronomy 28 and 36. And 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all the nations whither Yahweh shall lead thee. That's what they call you Haitians.
Right.
That's what they call us all those names on there, besides what the Lord named.
So, because they even changed it to Haitian to Zo, which means like a Haitian to the bone. Which that's a whole nother derogatory term. Or ICN. That's a derogatory term.
They say Zo because Zo means bone, as in bad, not even like literally bad to the bone, but Zo as in like, oh, you mess with a Zo, you mess with a Haitian, you mess with a bone.
For Miami, that's what I just said. That's what I said to you. Zo mean that. That's another derogatory term. Right. That's another byword. How many names they gonna create for you?
Z-O-O. Goes along the street.
I mean, it's cool. Yeah, nobody free to fight.
Right. So now let's get back to that book.
That goes back to the gangs, how the gangs started.
Right. Let's go back to that book real quick, though. Right. You just said now you holding that book and you just cherish that book, right?
Yeah, because I paid for it.
All right. That's cool. I get that. That's cool. But within that, though, the sentimental value of the book, what you're reading in the book, what you feel in the temple of the Lord with. We just went over this. What are you feeling with? Are you defiling the temple of the Lord, or are you gonna nourish the temple of the Lord? Right? Can you read this real quick about the show?
All right, this is the book of Isaiah.
Now you say you don't own a Bible, but that book took you to a Bible verse. Now, if you wanted to clarify that book, how would you clarify it if you didn't have the Bible to back it up?
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, man. Out of these scriptures and read. All right?
The book this book just goes over the history.
This book goes over the history.
It taps into that book too.
All right, this book talks about who you were before they got to Haiti.
Before?
Yeah. Haiti, that place right there is not your native land. Just like this is not our native land. You had an interjection, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right. So now you're not coherent to the words that I'm speaking, right? Because it really is not what you want to hear. You want me
to resonate with me as well, but I eat to the words.
Right. But if you did, I'm telling you that's not your heritage, that's not your roots. But you want to have your foundation in that, and that's being rebellious because I'm trying to give you the truth. The Lord is trying to give you the truth. I'm not trying to give you the Spirit of Yahweh Shai is trying to give you the truth. All right? Go ahead.
I got three verses. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? That walk down to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt shall be your confusion.
Boom. And at that time, Egypt was a powerhouse nation, and our people used to go to Egypt for refuge and for goods and things like that because they had no faith in the Lord. And that mindset right now today with America. Those are the
Egyptology.
And the Egyptologists, come.
The Africanism, you know, all
Come.
that.
If you from Egypt, some of them migrated down to the islands, the same mountains that they should right now.
The majority of those people were our people that come from.
They were Israelites.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know, anybody that think that we're Egyptian or they think that we're American or African, they bugged out, man. We're Israelites. And the people that trust under that shadow, under that covering, under that doctrine, that mindset, that's their confusion. That's where your confusion lies at. If you can let that go, pour out that wine, and relearn, and see that the prophecies are coming to pass, you'll be able to, the Lord will start dealing with you.
Right.
But He's not going to deal with you as long as you got that wall up.
Yeah.
Not saying towards us. We talking. We just conversing. I'm talking about like a spiritual block that's there. You know what I'm saying? For a man to say he doesn't own the Bible, that says a lot.
Yeah.
As far as his belief.
But
you know what I mean? I don't own the Quran, so that lets you know I don't mess with it.
Right. but listen though. Listen to what you did. You came up there. A man that doesn't own the Bible came up here to tell me about a Bible verse that's in the book that he cherishes. Our foundations is on the scriptures. All right. So now, what point would you try to make by saying that to me? You don't even own the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah, I believe in the Bible.
Okay.
I believe that some of the words in it, it's literally just a history book.
All right.
It's literally another history book off the shelf.
It's a history book, and it tells the future. It's a lot more than just a history book because you haven't read it. And I'm not coming at you. But if you had that same passion for the scriptures, what the elder's trying to tell you, if you had that same passion for the scriptures, right, understanding your true heritage that you did for that book, because you think that's he's telling your sickness, because you think that's your heritage. You think that you're a Haitian. But we're trying to tell you that you're the Levite. This is the royal priesthood of the Most High. This is the royal that's the bloodline you come from. That's your heritage. But that was taken away from us through the settlers, man.
They didn't let us practice it until we revolted though. So if you look
But
at
you were practicing witchcraft, man. You went further down the damn slope.
Nah, they just call it witchcraft.
Okay.
I have a quick injection.
The elder got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 44:3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thy offspring, and they shall spring up among the grass as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Boom, and that's what the calling is being done right now. I don't call myself an American. I'm not black. I'm an Israelite. I'm the Israelite. Most don't laugh. Most likely from the tribe of Levi. So I would be considered a Haitian, but I don't call myself that.
I mean, a lot of African Americans. Like, there's documents of over millions of African Americans that went to Haiti. Millions of Haitians.
Where's Africa America?
I mean, America. I'm African America. It's below Florida. African American.
Where? Okay. If you're Chinese, you're from China, right?
Yeah.
If you're Japanese, you're from Japan. Where is Africa America?
It don't exist.
It don't exist.
They made it up, bro.
Well, Africans that were living.
They got African town
in the current time.
Is what's his name? Akon. You know the rapper Akon?
Yeah.
Is he an African American?
Nah, he's a straight African.
Right.
Because he can do
Hey,
anything.
he was born. Was he born in New York? I think.
What? I thought he was born in Africa.
I don't know.
Maybe he was. All right.
I mean,
Anybody that's a true African, they're not called an African American. We just had a whole bunch of Ethiopians walk around here. They live here in America. All right, citizens of America. Are they African Americans? What are they called? Ethiopians. And where's Ethiopia? It's in Africa. Why aren't they Ethiopian Americans?
Because they ain't with that. They got they just like they never felt towards
Because they're gonna stay true to their heritage because they know where they come from. Our people don't know. They don't consider.
Yeah, you consider.
You see what I'm saying? We're telling you where you come from. You come from Israel, the Fertile Crescent, the place where all the resources come from, the land that flows with milk and honey. There's a reason why they don't want us in that land right now. They got bastards in that land. But it doesn't even. But the Lord is trying to show us it's not even about the land. It's about the fruit of the land. Us. We're the fruit of that land. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, Safwan.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
How far back does the history of Haiti go?
How far back does it go? It goes even past the time of when the Egyptians were in the reign. The Taínos were inhabiting command and doing the work of the
So the Taínos were there first, right?
Yeah.
All right then. So that means y'all came later. The Taínos came over in right. When did
the Africans were still doing trade with the Taínos, bringing gold tip spears around and everything. If you check in Columbus's book, he was talking about how he saw
that was around the 1400s is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
They want to go that time.
But this history we're trying to give you predates that.
Oh, you want to go before
Right. You can only go back about 600 or 700 years. The Haitians, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, they can only go back around 700 years. Why is that? Right, because our heritage was destroyed because they didn't want us to know that we are these people. We are God's chosen people. He just read, we shall be discontinued from our heritage.
If I may add on too, just like you just mentioned the Taino Indians. Who are the Taino Indians today? You know what I'm saying? Those would be the so-called Puerto Ricans, just like they gave us different names that the brother was trying to tell you too as Haitian, all right? Just like you gave the example yourself. Oh, they just call it witchcraft, but yet you got another name for it that you didn't mention. But it's still witchcraft, no matter what it is, or no matter what name you put on this witchcraft.
Right.
Just like no matter what you say, I could be a Zoe, Levi, a Haitian, whatever the case may be, but it all goes back to the origin of being a Levite.
And you also had
the powers that be then.
Right. But you also had not only the Taino Indians, you had the Arawak Indians also that were over there in that land. But where did they come from? They came from Israel. Bottom line, they came from Israel. Right.
That's what it gets first.
Right. So with that being said, we got to get back established to our roots.
Go ahead. This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, free. It's like it. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. You know, hey, Jerusalem is the mother of us all, man. You know, hey, like you said, hey, you had Africans that came and migrated from over there, but in all actuality, it wasn't Africans, it was Israelites. You know, hey, we were scattered all around the four corners of the earth.
I just got one question now. Why don't you call Israelites Africans if they're from Africa?
Why are they from Africa?
Where is Africa? Because that's where they were born.
What does that word Africa mean? Where does it come from?
I don't know. I believe the African means it, right?
What does it mean?
I was told that it means you can do anything. You can't do anything.
You don't know.
I don't know.
It comes from Leo.
So that's what I was told.
It comes from a guy named Leo Scipio Africanus. That was a Roman general, a Edomite. That's not our people. So how can I be of them? I'm Caucasian. That's not our people. They took over that land of Canaan and named it Africa. So it was originally called Canaan. From guess what? The Bible. You feel me? Even the name Egypt. The name Egypt was originally from a guy named who?
I don't know, but I know that it's called Kemet.
It was from Mitzrayim. Yeah, Mitzrayim, which is Montezarium. Montezarium was one of the grandsons of Noah. Noah's from what? The Bible. So he got that whole land over there is named after Noah's grandson, which was a Hamite. Hamites, that's who the Africans come through, the Hamites. We come through Shem. Noah had three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All right, we come through Shem. Just like the so-called white man, the Caucasian race. They come through there too. But Ham is the father of the Africans. You got that, the black dictionary?
Ham.
You got yours? I left mine home.
Bible dictionary.
Yeah, he got one.
You about to get it.
Yeah, I said the Black Law Dictionary.
And this is the definition of Ham. the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and Canaanites.
And even with that term Ethiopian, it wasn't until like around the 1200s that they started calling themselves Ethiopians. I know a true Ethiopian. They're Cushites. That whole Egypt from Ethiopia all the way down to South Africa was a land of Cush. Right?
This is Zephaniah 2:12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by the sword.
So we're not Africans. There's deliverance for the nation of Israel. There's no deliverance for any other nation. He made a separation, even though we're dark skinned, even with the Africans, they have tribal marks that separate them because they're from different tribes. Oh, yeah, just like we're not those people, man. We're not those people. I'd be damned if I be a Hamite. I ain't sticking my head in no Oxford or nothing like that. For real. So the Lord said a difference between us and the Africans. I got it right.
It's Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
So these other nations are dogs, man. Go ahead.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua don't put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Well, the Lord funny, man. The Lord said, not only don't you say nothing about the children of Israel, you can't say nothing about their cattle. They don't know nothing. Shall a dog wag their tongue against us, man. So the Lord has established a covenant in Zion, man, and the children of Israel, but our people are not willing to accept that. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. But thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And that's what we're trying to get you to understand, brother. Source. That we God's chosen people, the Israelites, are his chosen people that he set above all the nations on the earth. And that's what they're trying to keep us from by putting these bywords and proverbs on us, calling ourselves Haitian, Hispanic, Black, whatever. But we Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're getting back to the source. We're getting back to our power, which is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
If I want to go up to my grandma, she see me not saying call myself Haitian, that's not supposed to be right.
But that's the choice you got to make because you're of that age of accountability. That's a decision you got to make for yourself.
We got it right here.
No, this ain't it.
Oh,
okay. Exodus 9 and 27. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron and said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. That was out of the word, the mouth of Pharaoh. What's up, brother?
Right, so that was the Egyptians establishing themselves to be wicked and understanding the power of the true God, Yahweh.
We all originated from Africa. You look like us. Yeah, you do. We got 2 eyes, we got a nose.
All right, we got some precepts down here. It's the book of Zephaniah. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword. That come back again. Double time. But like the scripture that the elder brought out, man, you know, an ox know his owner and his ass his master's crib, but my people of Israel do not know it, do not consider, man. Oh, you got a point.
And a prime example going on Ethiopia, I got a cousin who, been in the truth for 10 years. She don't got the true name, but her husband is Ethiopian. And he doesn't teach her because he know he's not a part of that blessing. So she like study and try to learn on her own, which caused her to go astray because she called on Yeshua and these different false gods. So just going into how, man, Ethiopians and us, we different.
Well, you have the Orthodox Ethiopians that claim themselves to be the descendants of the true line of Judah. That's where they call that Selassie, him being a direct descendant of King David. But the thing, here's the thing. They said through Sheba. But here's the thing. Solomon never had sex with Sheba. That seed that he planted in her was wisdom. That's her whole point was to come down there bearing gifts because she heard about how wise he was amongst any man of any other nation. They said Solomon was the wisest on the earth. And she came down there to prove differently. Matter of fact, when she came with the gifts, she held back the gifts until she saw how wise he was. Then started bearing them all types of gifts and everything like that, and went back to tell the Ethiopians, right, the Cushites, how wise the people of Israel were because of this man Solomon, man. So that seed that was planted, so they teach that they're the Orthodox Jews and that we're not, that we're just some outcasts. We are outcasts, man. But the Lord casts us out just to bring us back. That's it. All right. Some more precepts. All right. Bring them out. You got it. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 17 and 17. For in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion.
Man, come on, man. Like everybody should be, you know what I'm saying, be cleaving on to that. Even the fake Jews don't even hold on to that, man. Somebody got to claim that. Somebody got to claim that.
Hey, Con, if I also may add on, especially our people, man, you know, hey, they ass want to be everything foreign in the book, but yet they don't want to be a children of Israel. Oh, I'm goddamn blazing and this, that, and the third. The fuck, you know, hey, Slacky, you know, hey, man, but hey, you're a child of God. You're a child of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, but they don't want to take hold of that, man.
Hey, and here's the thing, man. I used to mess with an Israeli chick, right? There's a difference between Israeli people and Jewish people, right? Jewish people is just a religion that's based off Judaism and the Babylonian Talmud. And even in there, the Jewish encyclopedia says that they are Jews by convert, not bloodline, right?
Just like Herod.
Just like Herod, right? So now, even with that, who are these Israeli people? These Pakistani people, right, that are fighting over that land. Those are people that were neighboring around that when we got exiled. You know, if a place being abandoned for so long, somebody gonna go in there and squat. They just squatters, man. That's all they are, squatters in our house. Like it says in the book of Ezekiel, I shall send the worst of the heathen and he shall possess your houses, man. That worst of the heathen is Esau. They're the ones that are running that land right now, man. So that's why they're fighting over that territory. They fight. There's really a religious war. They fighting over Islam and Judaism, back and forth. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 9 and 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Boom, boom. He'll cut off the pride of the Philistines, man. That bastard is Esau. Yep. That's going to dwell in Ashdod, man.
Yep. Over near the Gaza Strip. That's the whole area.
The whole area. That's ours.
Fatherless nation.
Fatherless nation, Esau. Father of lies. Fatherless, but he's the father of lies. Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56. It says, as for the other people which are come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So that's taking us back to our real point. There is no hope for the wicked. That's how the Lord feels about these other nations, man. Well, that's how the Father feels about these other nations. And if the Father feels that way, you know Yahweh Shah feels that way 10 times more. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, so that they might be saved.
Right, that dude right there was perishing right in front of us. Remember, hey, remember Back to the Future? And when Doc told him not to interact with none of his family like that, and he looked at his picture, they started withering away. Yeah, he started perishing. I was seeing through him. I was seeing the trees and stuff behind him because he was just withering away because he's still caught on that ideology of that Haitian revolt movement. But what about the Maccabean revolt? How about that one? You want to talk about revolts? What about that one? Understand and establish 164 to 168 BC. How we established a covenant that we said, listen, we're going to go according
68 to 64.
68. I keep flipping it around. 168 to 164 BC, man. That we established a covenant that we're going to fight for the laws of our Father. And even within that, because the first fight that came out, it was during the Sabbath day. Right? And a bunch of our people got slaughtered. Mattathias and Judas and say, hey, man, look at him. This is what we finna do. Hey, we honor the Sabbath and all that, but if they come back again, it don't matter if it's a Sabbath day, holy day, whatever, we're going to fight for our laws. We're going to fight for our nation. and give our people a sense of hope, man. Our people didn't have any hope. They were going to conform to the wicked because that was their hope. That was their salvation. That was their rest. That was their resting place, conforming a covenant with the heathen, man. Somebody get First Maccabees 1:11 real quick.
Interjection.
Yeah, go ahead.
This First Maccabees 3:20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be not afraid of them.
And this is a continuation of that revolt that was done back then. From 168 to 164. I had to say it again to make sure I got it right. This is the continuation of that revolt. In the spirit of Mattathias, in the spirit of Judas, in the spirit of his brother Jonathan. All right? What spirit did they have? The spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's what it all boils down to. So now, but this fight right now is not carnal, man. I call for a scripture.
Yeah.
All right, bring it up.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So we had much sorrow, just like how we have sorrow here in America. We're in sorrow, man. America means bitter. Of course we're going to be sorrowful here. They try to blind you with the whole American dream that Esau tries to play out, so our people come chasing behind the spirit of the European settlers, man. The colonizer. Yeah, thank you. The water. I don't even want to say thank you. The water. Yeah. Get back to our roots. Go ahead. Right. So yeah. So making the covenant with the heathen. Somebody get Jeremiah 5:26, please. Go ahead.
This is book of Galatians 4:8 and 9. Howbeit then, when ye know God, Yahweh, he did service unto them which by nature are not God. But now, after that ye have known God, Yahweh, or rather are known of Yahweh, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements?
The beggarly elements of this world, man. How do you turn to that? Negro, Latino, Native Americans that are the sons of God, the Most High Yahweh's chosen people. He gave you a way of deliverance of an establishment of who you are as a people, but you chose to go back to Esau to get to form a covenant with him. And hey Esau, you call me whatever it is you want to call me, and I'll be that. But the Most High trying to tell you the sons of God, and you don't want to establish yourself in righteousness, man. All right, it was a precept being read.
First Maccabees.
Yeah, First Maccabees to some in Jeremiah 5:26.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Man, they wanted licenses to sin. So they started doing all and guess what? They went there to the heathen, and look what they brought back to Jerusalem.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves.
They started bringing that mindset of the ways of the wicked into Israel. The same thing. Israel was a people before it was a place. So now we're in our captivity in America. That same mindset is being rotted in our people today, rooted in our people. We don't want to pull away from the colonized creation in this system. We want to our people want to conform to it. But you have those that believe that are going to grow their beard out, that are going to celebrate the holy days, the Sabbath, the Passover, Feast of Fruits. They're gonna rehearse the righteous acts in the place of our captivity. They're gonna understand the Father's name is Yahweh and His Son's name is Yahushua, and they're gonna stand firmly on that. Not believing in whatever you tell me that I am. I'm not gonna be no African American. Where's Africa America? It's not a place. It's not real. All right. I'm not black. The land of black. I'm not void of understanding. They use all these trickery and word plays to get our people to conform. Our people conform to anything except being a child of God. Jeremiah 5:26.
This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he had set up snares.
Among my people are found wicked men, man. They're wicked because the Lord has given us a place of refuge, a place of salvation. But you have wicked individuals within Israel that are trying to uncover that. or try to throw it away. Micah 2:8. Keep going on that.
They set a trap. They catch men as a cage full of birds.
And a cage full of birds. They set a trap and they catch men as a cage. Now who is the fowler? Come on, who is the hunter? So they're setting the trap. They're furnishing the table of the wicked, man.
This is the hunter right here.
That's the hunter. Come on. That's the hunter right there. Right there. And this system is the apparatus to keep us in that frame of mind. They don't have to physically do that anymore because they're doing it every day mentally. And our people don't want to conform away from that. So among my people are found wicked men.
Yeah, they got the hunt.
Micah 2 and 10?
2 and 8.
2 and 8. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 8. Even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy.
Even of late, the Lord's people has risen up as an enemy. Come on, let's get some enemies real quick. Enemies. All right, these are the enemies. Now, these are the Lord's natural enemies, and you got individuals that are on this board that become an enemy to the Lord, have risen up as an enemy because they're following the ways after the natural enemy, which is Esau. Understand who your real enemy is, all right? They shall seek to please the poor, so they don't give us little benefits. But guess what? They'll give you almost whatever your heart. No, they're going to tell you your heart's desire, and then they'll give you that.
Our true enemy is this system and the people that run it. Because a person hating somebody off their race, all right, that's just them. They don't like that person's race. But a people, one race making a system that suppresses and oppresses another people, that's true hatred and wickedness. Our people want to succeed in this society so bad, but the only way you can truly succeed in this place, or according to the system, is you have to be a Mason, or you have to be a Christian, a Muslim, or some type of way that destroys you.
Hey, they love oppressing our people so bad and so much that when they couldn't do it on a physical slavery, on a physical bondage, all right, they revamped it, man, through giving you jobs, giving you the Emancipation Approximation, Jim Crow,
right?
Willie Lynch letter.
So, and really, it's not that they couldn't do it on a physical level, but that time period was over with. So now, but if you think about it, in all actuality, how they're doing it on a spiritual level, on a mental level, is even worse. It's even worse. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 35:2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith Yahweh, the power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
All right.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time that their calamity, and their iniquity had an end.
All right, so now this government of Mount Seir, right, that's established right now with these right here, these wicked, right? The Lord is against them, man. Because, hey, at a time that our punishment had an end, right? Going back to the system that Antonio Oliver was talking about, they continue, right, laying on sore strokes to our people, taking away. I don't want you to have no bit of hope. So now, because our people started getting hope when them shackles and chains were taken off, but they ain't know what they were going to end up at. They ain't had no clue. They thought they had, we can get it now, but they ain't know, boy. The Lord and Esau was against us, but now the Lord is against Mount Seir right now. All right, keep going up. No, that was it on that. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. So now, Esau's blessing was a sword, but he uses the sword as a manipulation tactic. Man, this is a spiritual warfare that's going on right here now. Look at it. What does a bully do, right? What does a true narcissist do? Like Esau, what he'll do, he'll prick you, right? And then when you try to fight back or prick him back or hit him back, he plays the victim. He plays the victim, right? And now what do you want to do? You want to respond carnally. It's a setup. Even though his weapon, his blessing was a sword, he's gonna set you up for you to want to react to him carnally when he whipping your behind spiritually, man. That's the setup, man. So you no longer want to go to your weapon of choice, which is the scriptures and the word of Yahweh by Shema Shai. 2/3 of our people are choosing his weapon of choice that he don't even pick up. He don't even forcibly use it, man. Come on, he forces you to try to pick up and want to come at him carnally when he walking behind you like this. Foot all in your behind.
He ends up both ways though.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, carnal. He carnal as hell. They be mowing up, killing our people down in the streets. Putting GMOs in our food and all kind of pork products in our food. They carnal in the motherfucker.
Come.
But they also they battle us with hands and feet. You're not supposed to put hands and feet on you. That's what you doing.
It's like this. I was watching a video on Facebook and somebody was out there fighting, and all of a sudden you just see a bunch of people fighting, then a chair just come out of nowhere. Boom. That's the type of shit that go on, man.
Spiritually and physically.
Good.
Right,
hey, throw water on that too.
Good, bro.
But the focus on us trying to fight back physically. We don't even want to pick up our weapon that the Lord gave us. But the ones that believe do. Because guess what? By people sitting at home watching these videos that the true men of the Lord put out, that's a part of the fight. By seeing those YouTube views go up, that's a part of the fight. By seeing people seeing women walking around, teaching their children in the ways of Yahweh by Shema Shai, giving them something to believe in, that's a part of the fight. By believing in the men of the Lord that are out here on the highways and byways, and putting their bodies as a living sacrifice, that's a part of the fight. So understanding your role in the fight and understanding that you have a dog that's in the fight, man. You have a lion that's in the fight. They always trying to use the saying, you don't even have a dog in the fight. We have a lion in the fight, man.
We have a hope.
and that's what our hope comes from, man. That lion that we have in the fight, that lion that chased the eagle out of the woods, man. That shouted out the eagle as he chased the eagle out of the woods.
Precept.
And all right, go ahead.
This Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. The Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength, surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thine enemies, and the sons of thy strangers shall not drink thy wine, for the which thou hast labored.
You want to speak on?
So that laboring, going into that spiritual war, all right, we out here preaching week in and week out, ultimately to reach our people, man, so they may enter into the gates of the nobles, man. Because once this truth has been casted out through the four corners of the earth, like it's being done right now, according to Matthew 24:14, the end is going to come.
Man, listen, I was watching one of the Zaquan's videos. Because I was refreshing myself on some breakdowns of Daniel, right? And I'll always ask myself, why is the statue being taken down at the feet? Why is it being taken down at the feet, not the head? Because my grandmother always told me, right, you kill the head, the body dies. Not necessarily, because guess what? If you're walking around without a head, you can be led by something, or that head can be replaced. So who is our head? Yahweh Shai, right? But what happens if you destroy something's feet? They can't move. They can't even be led. You got to drag them. So so when the Lord destroys it at the feet, that shit can't stand no more. It's like it. This system can't stand anymore. It don't matter if it's Babylon, Persians in the Mede, no, regardless. That foundation is destroyed. Can't nothing stand up in that place. Can nothing be risen up in that place. You destroy the head, you destroy the arm, you replace it with another head, replace it with another arm. But if you destroy it at the feet, there's no foundation. What is your feet on? Your feet is on the sound foundation. And the scripture says, how beautiful are the feet of them that lead many in the righteous. And our feet are sturdy through Yahweh Shai, man. That is our foundation.
Yeah, and as far as the battle part, he said he's going to crush their heads. It's the head of the serpent. He's going to crush the heads. But also physically, that represents the end of something. So that's just like a time. It's more like a timeline, meaning when they're at the end of their system, that's when the Lord gonna step in and finish the job.
God.
Yeah. But ultimately, He gonna crush the head.
God.
You know, that's how He gonna take out the serpent. Is the
God.
head.
Right.
You know?
And that head right now being established is America, man.
Yep. And ultimately, Esau, Lucifer.
God.
And the Lord gonna take out the head is destroying their doctrine, which is darkness, and also attacking Esau at the root, which is the elites.
And you get a serpent or a snake, you get that by the tail or the feet.
It's gonna keep going.
It'll grow back. Yeah.
Right. It's gonna keep going, but you cut off the head.
Cut off the head is a wrap.
It's a wrap.
That's where the spirit. That's where the spirit dwells at.
God.
So where is the spirit of Esau coming from? Over there in Europe.
Right. So it's gonna cut off from America all the way to the sides of the pit, man.
Right, man.
So everything that was established from everything, man, is gonna be cut down, man, to the ground. Put the water on that too. Go ahead.
This is Michael, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it will destroy you, even with the sword of destruction.
Come on, man. So our people aren't supposed to be resting here, man. Ain't no rest here. Because guess what? There's no hope for the wicked, so there's no place to find rest. When you have rest in place, that's your place of hope, your place of refuge. There's no hope in this place, man. All right, somebody get Psalms chapter 10, verse 28. So we try to get back into the lesson.
Yeah, hope and faith in Yahweh Shai. Nobody, no thing and nobody can touch Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So therefore, your hope and faith is always going to be always going to be there. It's never going to be taken away. You have hope and faith in the dollar, or in your might, or in the might of other humans or stuff like that. All that can be taken away.
Proverbs 10 and 28.
Proverbs 10 and
28. Never mind. Let's get Job 27 and 8. Try to get back to the lesson. Yeah, I guess I wrote it down wrong. Huh? Yeah. All right. No, Job 27 and 8.
Yeah. Which one? Psalms 10.
This is Job chapter 27, verse 8. For what is the hope of a hypocrite, though he have gained, when Yahweh taketh away his soul?
Ooh, what is the hope of the hypocrite when he hath gained? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai take away his soul, man. All right, and that goes for 2/3 of our people, right? What to do a profit of a man? He gained the whole world but lose his soul, man. All right, and that's 2/3 of our people running after this devil that set this system up because they want to be a part of it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right, so their hope is gonna be hope deferred, man. They ain't gonna have no hope. It's gonna be destroyed, man. All right, somebody get Job 11 and 10.
Job chapter 11 verse 10. If he cut off and shut up or gather together, then who can hinder him? For he knoweth vain men. He seeketh wickedness also. He will not then consider it. For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass colt. If thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hands toward him, if iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle.
Right, so you got to get rid of all that to have a sense of hope. Because if you have your mind blinded with the philosophies of this world, that's where your hope is going to find, because you can't serve two masters, man. All right, you got to get rid of one. All right, if you want Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to dwell within your temple, you got to get rid of the excess baggage,
right?
Man.
You can't be coming up with a damn Egyptian National Geographic book talking about some. They got a scripture in it.
Right, yeah. and the thing about it is, his book was leaning on the scriptures,
right?
But he was leaning on the book instead of the foundation that the book was leaning on.
Yeah, look like Chris Brown.
Hey, he came out sticking his chest out too, walking up slow. I seen him from way over there with the book. Yeah, so you can say.
Nah, he good. I'm about to go right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a quick interjection on Jim Kelly. This is Joshua 24 and 14. Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away those gods which your fathers served in the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. I'm just speaking on that because he brought up here, read the Quran.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you won't read the scriptures.
Yeah. And any type of anything outside of the truth, put it away. Bottom line.
Unless you're gonna read intellectual books, like educational books. You know what I mean?
And that's more so just for building your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Huh? Shalom. All right, go ahead.
This is again Sirach 37 and 14, because as the brother Araya Allah was saying, Jim Kelly was up here, and like the brother Canuck was saying, we was watching him perish. So again, this is Sirach 37 and 14. It says, for a man's mind is sometimes want to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in the high tower. So though we was telling him the truth and what it really is, his mind wanted to tell him something different. It's more than 7 watchmen standing up here sitting in the high tower, but he still wanted to go according to his own way of thinking. He still wanted to do what his mind said, though we were giving him the straight up truth, the unadulterated truth. He still wanted to go off what he believed, thinking that a book with the scripture in it was going to be enough to stand against a book with all the scriptures in it.
Hey, what scripture say? Hey, there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death, man. So, hey, what that path that he thought that he was going down, which is the right way, is actually leading him to his demise, man. Unless he turned back and repent to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Right, because the scriptures say the Lord set up watchers. That guy was clearly not watching.
Ichabod Crane. You got about 10% left on the battery. So
no, he was saying what he missed.
Oh, what you? I thought you had how long we're gonna be here. Oh, we basically the topic of the lesson is there's no hope for the wicked. You got people that try to find ways. They want to build communities here. It's obvious that they don't understand the scriptures. Why would you want to build something and establish something that's going to be in a place that's going to be destroyed? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense. You know, if you know the Lord is about to tear down a house, why are you putting furniture in it? It doesn't make any sense. But you're not furnishing the house that He's building for him. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the book of Psalms 58 and 4. The poison is like the poison of a serpent. Verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
And our people get mesmerized by the words that come out of the wicked elite's mouth, man. That really, this system was an imagination first, then it was spoken in conversation, and it was manifested through their action. So that wickedness that they speak from the womb, I'm talking about they don't even. The crazy part about it, that shows that their wickedness is not influential. They come out wicked. Like our people are influenced into being wicked because we were born in a wicked environment, and we create. Some of us create that mentality when in Rome, do what the Romans do, right? But we have the ones that believe, say, when in Rome, still establish yourself in your foundation of your home, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So with being in, so we don't. The ones that truly believe are not. Our hope is not in this system because guess what? That's a hope that's going to be deferred. It's not. There's nothing going to be here.
Yep. And they said as soon as they be born speaking lies, meaning they teach this down to their children. As soon as the baby born, they say nigga.
On YouTube they had a little girl. What she say? The black dude done it.
Yeah.
Stole the cookie out the jar or some shit.
Right. Yeah, they teach them that they're royalty, man. Look at what the Prince Charles and all them. That's what the scriptures say that. He say they're going to say their fathers have inherited lies. They pass them lies down to their children. As soon as they're born, they teach them that they're royalty and that we ain't shit.
Right.
They did the test with the babies. Remember that?
Yeah. Which one, the ugly baby, and which one? I think I see.
As soon as they be born, speaking live, man. So when they born, they teach them that they're the rulers and we're the slaves, but really they're the slaves and we're the rulers. But we just switch positions.
Right.
And we're about to switch back to that. No more
Right.
golf. No more tennis. I know it's over, man.
It's over. It's over.
They got a problem with that now. He'll fight over that. He's ready to fight over that. You can't say that. He's playing that golf. What? I
I like
First Peter chapter 3, verse 12. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil." All right, so hey, if you're not following the wholesome words of Yahweh Shai, all right, and striving to be like him, striving to be in righteousness, all right. If you stay in your pathway of wickedness, the Lord's gonna turn his face for you. You know what I'm saying? That's no hope for you. You know what I'm saying? So we have hope in Yahweh Shai, knowing that he's gonna hear our prayers when we're in a time of affliction or trouble, man.
Damn! Hell yeah, the dog tackled the shit out of her ass.
Damn, he chopped up.
Yeah, he messed her up. He messed her up bad, bro. He stretched her.
Was it at the feet?
That was technique.
I got technique.
Hey. Go ahead.
Back to what the elder was saying, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. All right, back to hey, how Esau supposed to be the slave and we supposed to be the master over them, man. Hey, but it's topsy-turvy right now, man, you know. Hey, but yet the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is coming back to flip it back right side up, you know. All right, which we're in the process of doing, all right. Which is funny how you just said, hey, Esau just got tackled by the dog, but instead it's going to be a goddamn rock, all right? And that rock is going to be Yahushua coming at the feet, breaking you down. Man.
And in addition to the point where the elder says, like, we just switch seats. Like, we got up from our seat, what did it say? Move your feet, lose your seat. But think about it, we moved our feet because we didn't stand firm on Yahweh Shema outside, so we lost our seat. You get what I'm saying? So now we got to be put back in our rightful seat because the Lord gonna have to tell him, to, man, get up. And tell us to sit down. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Come on, man. And that's just it. And we are the princes that are walking around as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, and they're the servants that sat on the horses, called them officers, overseers.
Come.
You know?
But we're gonna be the policy holders in that day.
Yeah, and the horses we're gonna be on the chariot.
Right, and we ain't gonna have no billy clubs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna have that doing that. We're gonna have that shit that Bugs Bunny had.
Yeah, that scepter.
That big ass scepter. How many months you want today with your coffee?
Hey, I literally hung. You know how Bugs Bunny used to hit him on the head and that.
Yep.
But I literally hope that we could do that in that day.
Yeah, our slaves gonna look like the cone heads and shit.
Come on. Be lumped up. All right, precepts. All right, go ahead, Gabash.
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. They that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
All right, be carnally minded is death, but spiritually minded is life and peace. So we have to go move according to the spirit, because if we move according to the flesh, we're going to be moving after the ways of this world, and we're going to hit rock bottom like everybody's doing at this part. That's the second person that I've seen this fall for no reason, man. The Lord is just thumping the heck out of people, and that's how this system going to be torn down, man. So don't have any hope or faith in this, what you stand here and see standing here today. Because the Lord is going to tear down that statue, man. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
All right, so the carnal mind can't have faith. The carnal mind will not be established in faith because it takes a spiritual mind to have faith. You have to have faith in something that you ain't never seen before, but there's evidence of its existence.
And it's a gift from the Lord Yahweh himself.
Con.
This is Proverbs 11:7. It says, when a wicked man dieth, his expectations shall perish, and the hope of the unjust men perish. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked come up in his stead.
So he shall, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous. And what does salvation mean? For you to be taken out of the way of somebody else's judgment. So the Lord is bringing judgment on the earth, right? And he's going to move us out of the way and let that judgment come down on the wicked, man. So that's what we hope for. It's salvation of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua going down the line. Got one?
This is just going off what you're talking about, moving feet, lose your seat. And right now, we're moving our feet back to the seat. And this is Psalms chapter 119, verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So we have to bless, you gotta read it. We have to read these scriptures, believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and walk that path. All right, well, move our feet back to that seat of righteousness.
Con. You got one? Any more precepts? Go ahead.
This is Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest unto me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
Right. And when you forget, you're going to mess around and find out. The Lord going to make you mess around and find out what it is. All right, so if you establish yourself in this system, you're going to be destroyed right along with it. Somebody call police.
Just like the brother said, man, Hosea 4 and 6, all right? This is Sirach, chapter 41, verse 6. It says, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
The inheritance of sinners' children. And that also goes for the wicked, because they leave their substance to their babe, right? So everything that they inherited, man, is going to be destroyed, man.
Verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
So because the Lord won't let you go conform to this world, you want to say he ungodly. What sense does that make? So you want to go for create your own form of righteousness, right? And turn away from the true power. They want to, not you. They. Go ahead.
For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if you be born, you should be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion.
And that's the portion of those that are wicked, man. That's the inheritance of the wicked, trying to follow after these other nations, man.
And that's what happened. That's what happened to our people. We fell away from the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. We fell into wickedness. All right, and after their souls taken off this earth, they came back into this earth and still was living in wickedness because of the curses that was put on our people by Yahweh by Shem Yahushua for going after their own lusts.
And within that, our people became a curse. Something small on there. All right, somebody get Job chapter 11 verse 10. How much battery you got? 8%.
Job chapter 11 and verse 10. If he cut off and shut up or gather together, then who can hinder him? I believe you brought that up.
He went all the way to 11.
Verse 11. For he knoweth vain men, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it?
So the Lord sees wickedness, will he not consider it? So he's going to destroy the tabernacle of the wicked to uplift the tabernacle of the righteous, man. Obadiah 1 and 10 all the way to 16. This is the hope for Edom. All right, this is the hope for Esau.
Obadiah chapter 1 verse 1.
1 and 10.
All All right, this is Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
All right, so now there's no hope for the wicked, and that's what he's going to be establishing, that shame that's going to cut him off forever. Keep going.
In verse 11, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces,
and their hope at that time was that they got their birthright back. When they seen us fall to Babylon, and they burned our shit down, burn our walls burn our walls and stuff down, their hope was to get their birthright back. When they ran in 70 AD, and that falling away came, their hope was to get their birthright back. 1948, they thought they established that, right? When they made Israel a sovereign nation and said they're going to place them back in their land. That was done carnally. That wasn't done by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. So now their hope is going to be deferred. Keep going.
And foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou wast one of them.
Right. They were one of them, man, right along with Babylon. And some of us got away, and they helped the boy Babylon. Hey, they go some Israelites right there. Get them.
Raise it.
Come on. Go ahead.
Verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
All right, so now let me tell you a little bit about brotherly love. All right, the day that we became a stranger, right? He enhanced that strangeness of our people. So he helped push us further away from our heritage. But what do? True brotherly love. We're trying to bring our people back. See the difference? Because that perpetual hatred, he wants us to stay in that dormant state of mind of us not knowing who we are. So he's going to help continue, even in this time, he helped establish it, but he's going to help continue that process, man, until we be totally consumed. But the Lord is not going to allow that to happen, man. All right. That was to 16. All right, go ahead.
Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
Right. So now, Esau entered into that gate, but the Lord established for him to do that, for us to go through what we're going through right now. Because if he didn't, the Lord didn't want it to happen. What did he say? If the Lord didn't want this to happen, you would have been like Helidorius when you came in here. You got to my eye wolf. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his. Neither should thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape.
Right. So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that did escape, you know, that are the children of Israel, father named Yahweh, son named Yahushua, he cut them off, right? And try to make sure all of us got consumed. But the Lord left a remnant. Keep going.
Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
So now check this out. Now, what happened first? The Lord told them, hey, tell them to go into Babylon. Anybody that try to stay here, they're going to get consumed and destroyed. Go into Babylon and chill there till I bring you out of Babylon. But you had some people that wanted to stay back and not listen to the Lord. That's when they got destroyed, man. All right, keep going.
Verse 15 of Obadiah. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, is near upon all heathen.
But with all the calamities that we've been, pick that up real quick. All right. They're gonna have to pay for this.
These old turds, one of them probably was there.
Yeah, that she go right here. No, she on the other side. She on the other side.
See how they just brought out the little Jerry Jones.
Yes, I'm just saying that. There they go right there.
All the wickedness being revealed. Everything that
I didn't even see.
Coming straight to the
so what was the deal with that?
I guess like supposedly, right? It was an image of him. I guess like when they were trying to have black students enter into the white school, he was at the forefront of it trying to keep them out.
Literally.
I guess they got a picture of him standing on the front line. He on the front line.
He on the front line.
Yeah, he on the front line.
I mean, that's all of them, man.
That is.
70, 60, 70 years old, 80 years old, you was there.
You ain't gotta go that far. I don't understand why we be surprised by the stuff still.
Yeah, right.
Because they feel like because they're not doing this anymore, that they had to change of heart. But they don't have to do that anymore because the system that they set up does it for them. They don't have to show that hatred because the system shows the hatred. So they can go on to what the Lord said they were gonna do. They're gonna seek to please the poor. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
they get us in a mess of bad condition, got our people all bugged out, killing each other, doing the same thing that Esau was doing to us, and then they try to go place like they're the saints.
Right.
Hey, that's crazy. Cause I was just out there just doing some deliveries out there in the little Caucasian neighborhood, and they out there, they pick up their trash, they want to make sure they grass.
They see us in the neighborhood, they treat us like we the bad guys.
Yeah, but they trying to do all these things, they done destroyed them.
Yeah. They'll do all that, they'll do all that and still have slaves in their basement. Like that sister that just ran away the other day, it was 2 days ago. She broke free from slavery 2 days ago. Guy had her enslaved. I forgot where it was at, but it's on the news. It was an Edomite. She answered her door in the middle of the night, and this Jake woman, a dark-skinned woman, had a chain around her neck, collar, and she had bleeding wrists, bleeding ankles from being shackled.
I heard of that too.
And she broke free when the dude took his son to school.
She went to the neighbor or something.
Yeah, she went to the neighbor, but the thing is, he killed her best friend, he killed her sister, and took her into slavery. The other day, they said, why did he do it? He said, because the race war started.
As if not.
That's what they feel, but our people sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we the only ones don't realize that they didn't declare war on us.
Right.
I mean, anybody else would have been probably responding.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
That was the other day, man. They still taking people from slavery, man.
All right, let's get a couple more precepts out.
In West Virginia, when I was living out there for a minute, this one woman, she got kidnapped for 15 years. They had her shackled up.
I stayed in West Virginia.
Yeah, they had her shackled up. I was out there too.
Charleston,
Charleston, yeah, and Charleston, nice. Charleston.
I love it though. Wildlife,
Charlestown, races and slots.
Hey, well, when traveling to Canada, we went through West Virginia, and when we stopped there, I'm like, oh, we're in the mountains. We just started the third day, like, get your ass back in the car and all that. I didn't know that West Virginia was like one of the most racist states in America.
Yeah. You might can find a little break in Charleston. Yeah, you go anywhere outside of that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filmed out there.
Yeah. They told me that Wrong Turn was. Yeah, that's what they told me. They had me out there in the mountains.
Texas Chainsaw, man. Wrong Turn.
Yes, they had me up there telling me that. I'm in the truck. They like, that movie Wrong Turn was made up here. I'm like, what?
Right. So, like, hey, I'd have been making a U-turn.
I loved it out there.
All right, let's get a couple more scriptures real quick. It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, and they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Hey man, the Lord say that what will happen unto us is going to happen unto them double. Can you imagine that? I don't even know what that looked like, but it sucks to be you guys. Go ahead. All right, time passed. We got any more scriptures before we close it out? Go ahead. Real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, for inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. So the Most High is gonna look into this. He gonna do a diligent search and search out all their works.
Secret societies.
Yep.
All of them.
He's gonna make that. Guess what? All the things that Esau has said and done is gonna come up against him.
Right, you got one? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations 14 and 17. And another angel came out of the temple, which is Salaki. Verse 16. And he that sat on the cloud thrusting his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh. So that's going to be Yahweh Shah, man, coming back to cast all these heathens, and he's going to tread them down. That's going back to Isaiah 63 when it says, "Who is this with dyed garments from Basra?" You know, going into that, the Lord is going to come back and he's going to pay judgments to these damn heathens for what they did until the apple of the Lord's eye.
And he said he alone treaded the winepress. We got two. Those two scriptures out real quick and then close it up. All right.
So Obadiah 1 and 15. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is near upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
So that's the judgment for the wicked. That's the hope for the wicked. All right, Lord willing, this lesson will edify and the service purpose for the hope for the elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. We're going to go ahead and close it out. We're going to say, Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and our elder Harold Juan as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, the sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. DTA, Shalom.
Shalom. Can't see it.
I remember saying that in the video. She talks so evidently.